Everybody, we are back. It is Tape Don't Lie's favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite is everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at Glenn Rockney for Glenn, and of course pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. Make sure you guys check this out right here. Boom. Get you some s'mores protein. Tastes really good, actually. Like a lot of you guys. And then also hit up homage.com. Make sure you guys do that. Check out the link in the bio. I got too much. I got too many. What are these things called? Too many draft picks. I can't really put the homage thing up here, so you can't see that today. But go ahead, you guys check out homage there, and also hit the tapedontlie store. We're gonna do another giveaway today. I'm gonna do a little different with the system this time and make sure that we I get all your guys' emails. I'm gonna send you guys an email because nobody's hitting me up and I'm not seeing that shit. And I want to make sure I'm not just robbing from you guys. So I don't know what you guys want. There's no more Tumblr, Glenn. The Tumblr is sold out.
No way.
Yeah. There's no more Tumblr, which is super interesting. I didn't know that would be the one to sell out. I got an email. I have to wait 2 to 4 weeks for a new Tumblrs to come in. So that's the one that's I guess got the most juice right now is the Tumblr, bro. It's very interesting.
Damn.
All right. So what should we do today?
Okay. Let's. I'm assuming we're gonna have a lot of people watching us today because I think right now Raider Nation just is in limbo right now. What's going to happen? Scroll down a little bit if you could, just to see what else we got there. What else do we have at the store? What haven't we done? We've done the hat. Have we done the fitted? We've done the fitted.
We've done the fitted.
We've done the fitted.
We've done everything really.
Okay, so we're back to the repeats. I mean, the crew neck is a killer.
Let's do the crew neck.
I think the crew neck is the way to go personally.
All right, let's go to the crew neck this week today. So doing the crew neck today, like I said, at the end of the raffle, I'm gonna collect your guys' emails. Make sure you guys put your email in the chat so I can collect that at the end. We're gonna do it that way to make sure I get those sent out to you guys because people haven't been hitting me up for that, or I haven't been finding it. So I want to make sure that I just get that shit to you guys. So we're gonna collect emails today. We're collecting emails at the end. All right. Yeah. All right, Glenn. How are you feeling, man? How are you feeling?
Good. Had a it's been kind of, we're gonna talk all about it, all the kind of waiting for Clint Kubiak and all that stuff. But meanwhile, just had a nice barbecue at the house. Right now can finally grill out of they used to at my old apartment, they said you couldn't have a barbecue going. So we just been barbecuing up a storm at the house. So I've been having a lot of fun doing that. And really excited that all the coaching slots are pretty much filled up except for the Raiders, but also a little nervous. We'll see.
Yeah, man. I'm happy you got the barbecue going, man. That must be nice. And what'd you cook up?
Nothing crazy tonight. I mean, you don't want to reinvent the wheel. Just like buffalo drumsticks and then some burgers. The buffalo drumsticks are for the meal prep. You know what I'm saying? For lunch, and we had burgers for dinner. Nothing crazy. We weren't doing it. We weren't getting up at 4 a.m. smoking something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I know to you listeners, that means something. Getting up at 4 a.m. and smoking something sounds something totally different. I was talking about a Traeger grill, not what you were thinking. But yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. So he said, better not be hot dogs, as somebody said.
No. Not definitely not hot dogs. Yeah. I'm not a glizzy gladiator.
Yeah. Crew neck does come in 4X. Just so I wanted to make sure you guys.
Of course, dude.
That. Of course. We got all the sizes. Sure. But I should do the flag. Somebody saw a flag. I think I can make a flag.
That would be sick.
Yeah,
I got room for one in here. I got room for one over on this wall that you guys can't see.
All right. So we're in a coaching limbo right now, basically. The Raiders are waiting on Clint Kubiak, it seems like, from what we're, I mean, that was what I was hearing.
Well, we know it's Clint Kubiak. Yeah, we know it's Clint Kubiak at this point. There's no other coaches that they have to wait for that are like, they're not hiring Josh McDaniels again.
Yeah.
So they don't have to wait there. I don't think they're hiring Seattle's defensive coordinator as their head coach. So it's Clint.
Yeah. It's Clint the whole time. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They're like they're trying to have a backup plan, right?
Yeah.
Kind of the whole goal. It was interesting. Somebody asked like what I was hearing at the Senior Bowl, and that's where I found out that they really almost got a mentor.
Yeah.
You know,
That was interesting.
yeah, they almost got mentor. That was an interesting one. But if I'm him, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
Kyle Hamilton,
Right.
or
Veteran
Wiggins,
quarterback's already there. Yeah.
Yeah,
We weren't the
and
job for mentor. We're not the job for mentor, and nor are we in a position to where we should be doing that. Like we really shouldn't be hiring a defensive. I talked about it the last time, but
yeah.
it sounds like our backup plan is the defensive coach, the Carolina guy, which Evero. I'm gonna have to learn how to really say his name correctly because I said it. That's what I said. This guy's not just a Rooney Rule guy. Like they brought him in. Everyone was like, technically, actually, per my documents, they brought. Well, he's the backup plan now. So like, it's. I don't want that. I don't think anybody wants that. I'm not even gonna write the guy off as like done. I'm not saying, but like we understand. Like they're putting all their eggs in one basket here, and it's definitely the best basket. They're definitely the best job remaining. The only thing you have to worry about with Clint Kubiak is I'll say if they lose the Super Bowl, but even if they win, right? Even if they win. But like for the most part, if they lose the Super Bowl and Mike McDonald's like, look, dude, you leave us next year, man. You can leave us next year. We run it back. And if you're the Raiders, and I know a lot of people will say, well, I'm sure they already have a handshake agreement with Clint Kubiak. And I believe that they do. I actually believe that they do. Or one's going to be forged tomorrow night at least. But like that, they do. But let's just say this, right? Let's just say you got a new young, chick that you're talking to, you know what I'm saying? Like and she's like, I got a man, but like I'm about to leave him though. Him and I are going to Ibiza next week. It's like a huge trip. I'm gonna like break the news to him then. And then you're like, cool. Yeah. After that, it's me and you. Like we're a new thing. And then she comes back. She's like, you know what? We had a great time in Ibiza, and I think we're gonna give it another go. That's right now what I'm worried about with Clint Kubiak is that that Clint Kubiak is the fine ass girl that's going to Spain with her man. And I gotta just sit and wait and hope that she actually comes through on her word. Because yes, Clint Kubiak eventually is gonna have to become a head coach. And this is a good time to do it if I'm him. When you're really the top candidate, you might not be the top candidate next year, but there's always that last chance. And we know it's not going to be for the Cardinals. We know it's not going to be the Cardinals. Like I'm sorry. The Bidwells are not going to outbid the Raiders, and it's just not a better job. But I do fear him going back to Seattle and just saying, hey, my bad. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, there is a chance of that, of course, but I just think for them, the Raiders to not hire anybody, right? And they had these guys in the building. When they let Davis Webb leave, I was like, I know this is what they're really doing. They're really waiting on Clint Kubiak.
Yeah.
Once they let him leave the building, because there really is no reason for him to leave the building if you're keeping it real. Mm-hmm. Like that's the second interview. He really didn't have any other interviews. I think Joe Brady was already hired, right? Correct?
I think so. Yeah, by that point. Yeah.
I think so by that point, right? And since he was already hired, I mean, there's really no reason for him to leave. I mean, if they offered him the job, they're like, hey, you're the head coach of this team. He's not leaving at that moment. So as soon as Davis Webb walked out, I was like, they are really waiting for Kubiak. That's good. That's the real thing. And it is. But
I'm just saying, like, don't take somebody at their word a week before they coach the biggest game of their life. There's no way to simulate that feeling, is what I'm saying. There's no way to simulate that feeling, like wow, I just love coaching these guys. You know what I mean? And look, he's not going to become the head coach at Seattle, so there's no pathway to him there. Mike McDonald, in my opinion, is going to win the Super Bowl. I think they are going to win this game, but Mike McDonald is going to be there for a long time in Seattle. I just mean like he might just put it off for one more coaching cycle. We just don't know. I don't know anything about Clint Kubiak. I don't know. Like, he comes from football royalty. But I don't know anything about him. And to me, I think it's fine to do what they're doing. It just is a risk. And a handshake agreement now is not a handshake agreement a week and a half from now.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And yeah, like, we can blame him, but at the end of the day, this is a risk they took. As the Raiders, this is a risk they took. It was a risk that we all wanted them to take, but it's a risk.
Yeah, let's deep dive into that risk a little bit later, just because I think it's like an in-depth talk because they are waiting. This is a huge risk. It really is. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. We'll talk more in depth about this, but just letting Davis Webb out of the building, I was like, wow, okay. There's no reason not to hire him at that point. There really isn't. There's no reason unless you're waiting, unless you have some plan that you already got set up, man.
It's clear that's their plan. We all know it. It's like they're not hiding it, and you don't need to hide it from the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals just had a 7-hour interview with Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to just hang out with Ron Rivera for 7 hours if I think I'm getting Clinton Kubiak. I mean, he might be cool. Ron Rivera might be cool as hell. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He might be, but I'm not just going to hang out with him for 7 hours during peak coaching hire.
Yeah. All right. Can't wait for Friday night. What QB stood out at the Senior Bowl? My boy Cole Payton got a lot of love.
Oh, here we go.
My boy Cole, he looked legit. I thought he had a good week. Twitter likes Luke Altmaier, but that's from. He didn't look impressive in person, but like I get probably if you go watch film, I guess he maybe was making decisions like in team sessions, but like. You see the arm pop off of people's hands and stuff like that. I know Nussmeier has some good throws, but I mean, it wasn't really something to really watch. Like Sawyer and Taylor Green, I think Taylor Green he had a good throw to Malachi Fields, but he wouldn't throw the ball. I'm like, bro, throw the damn ball.
He's got all the best arm here. He's got all the tools. Yeah.
Yeah. Same with Sawyer. I mean, Sawyer Robertson had the highest velocity. Somebody asked about what about anything? Anybody know anything about the Baylor QB? Yeah, he's erratic, but
he's a gunslinger though. He's a gunslinger.
Yeah. Next question here. Let's get some of these paid questions here. Thoughts on Mendoza's ability to go through full progressions and reads and attack the middle of the field? Been hearing that a lot. Been hearing that a lot as a weakness of his. What's your thoughts, Glenn?
I mean, I think a lot of quarterbacks coming out of college, it's funny. Like, we think these offenses are becoming more pro style, but they are really, a lot of college offenses are one read. I mean, they just are because it's easier to do in college, and you don't have great secondaries you're going against in college all the time. So I think he's going to have to learn. But the thing about Mendoza is I think we will never doubt him as a student. I don't doubt him being able to work under center. I think he's a good enough athlete. I think he has good enough feet to do that. And I don't worry about that. I mean, 4 years from now, we might be saying like, man, that really has become a weakness of his. But I think anytime anyone's ever tried to put a cap on what Mendoza is, they've been proven wrong. And you see it, he won't be at Ohio State. He won't beat, he won't beat the Bama. I mean, that's the Bama. He won't beat Bama. He won't do this. He won't win the national title. Well, he did. He did all those things, and I think it's great that you just brought up these quarterback names, and I'm just like, thank God we don't have to take any of these guys.
I know, right?
Like, so any concern you have about Mendoza doing any of those things, I have 10 times the questions about any of these other guys doing those.
Yeah, I pulled up the stats so we could kind of look at this. So he has a completion percentage to the middle of the field, like intermediate. I would say to the center of the field, intermediate center, what you're talking about. He's 19 to 26, but 312 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. So 12 yards per attempt.
Doesn't happen a lot, though. It's not a lot of attempts.
It's only 8% of his attempts. So the thing is, that's the offense that he ran. So let's go to Cal. Let's look at Cal.
Yeah, good idea.
Let's look at Cal. Cal, it was 13%, and he was 38 of 54.
Still not a big part of what it does.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a valid thing that we haven't seen yet.
It's just not a lot of. I mean, well, I would say 13% is pretty high for throwing in the middle of the field.
Okay, it is.
Yeah, that's pretty high. Like I would say 8% is pretty low, but 13% is pretty high because he's 22% intermediate at Cal, which is really high. That's pretty good. You want that to be able to throw the intermediate. So that 30 out of 54 for 562. He did throw 3 picks though, and he had a high turnover worthy play rate. And he did in 2025 have a high turnover worthy play rate.
I will.
So maybe there is something there, but I don't know. I gotta like focus on that when I watch the film. I gotta like focus on it.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not as if Mendoza was 6'1" or 6 feet tall and had those numbers, I'd be like, oh, he might not see it. He's 6'5". He's gonna see it. So that's the thing. A lot of this is, will he be able to see it? So now with coaching and development, you can be like, okay, I know this guy can at least see over the center. And I know that's a big thing for you as a quarterback evaluator too. He can see over the center. He's a big guy. So I'll just, to me, I won't say I'm not worried about it at all, but it's, as of now, it's not a big concern of mine.
If you compare him to Drake May was 28 of 48 to the middle of the field, 58% completion percentage. You just compare it to Drake May. So he completes the pass. It's either like a stupid pass or a great pass, basically.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he's completing the passes though. I mean, 70% to the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Intermediate.
Cal was a lot of hero ball too. Cal was a lot of, I got to make a play. I got to make a play. I got to make a play at Cal, because they were not stopping anybody that year. They had a little bit better defense this year after he left, ironically. But he was not, they were not stopping anybody. They were in the 40s every game trying to. So I would bet, if you look back at the film, I would bet some of the times we're just kind of like, we're down 10. I got to go make a play. You know?
Yeah. But to me, like 70% in the middle of the field is damn good, bro. That's pretty damn good. So, and you just look at Drake May. Drake May is 58%. So, you know, but also it could be the offense too. It's a lot of things that factor into middle of the field throws, in my opinion. How will Genty fare in a wide zone scheme? That's going to be very interesting. That's a great question. He looked a lot better at the end of the year running wide zone. So I think he's getting better at it, but hopefully Kubiak would be smart. They would be smart and probably run some power. They run power sometimes, but they do like to run the wide zone. It does set up their play action and what they like to do. So, I mean, they just might get like a backup that can do it too. That could do both and kind of give them that. It's going to piss a lot of people off, but, you know, kind of give them that little 1-2 punch type of thing, you know, like the Walker Charbonnet thing.
I think there's a good draft class and a good free agent class for RB2.
Yeah. I like Mike Washington from Arkansas. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever seen him before.
No, I'm not up close, but yeah, just kind of, I've watched a few Arkansas games. I remember them running the ball well.
Yeah, first of all, Arkansas's whole team was in the Senior Bowl, and I'm trying to figure out how they won 2 games.
Well, Sam Pittman's not a very good football coach. He was not a very good football coach. No, and they didn't have a lot of their defense was not very good.
Yeah,
either. They were giving up a lot of points.
I don't know. They had a linebacker, a defensive tackle, and a corner that all played pretty well this past week. You seen Chase Mendoza Iowa breakdown and called him the most NFL ready QB in a long time.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the kind of Mendoza overrated hype it'll ramp back up around closer to draft time. But right now, I think they're moving on to a lot of other things, especially because you have the Senior Bowl, you're going to have the Combine, you're going to have a lot of those things. And I don't know about you guys, Raider Nation. I don't need Mendoza doing a lot of stuff at the Combine. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see him do anything at the Combine.
Yeah, me either.
So he might. I don't think he needs to throw. I mean, even if he did, I think the Raiders would still draft him. But I don't need to see it. I bet he won't throw, to be quite honest. But by the way, I saw somebody say Nicholas Singleton. I liked him a lot too. He broke his foot today.
Yeah, he did. He
broke his foot today, unfortunately. I do like him. I liked him and Katron Allen out of Penn State. Liked them a lot.
Yeah, they had pretty good weeks though. Mike Washington just looks humongous, my dude. Like he was an impressive looking human being. Pause, I guess. I pause that right because backup plan according to who? Was that just assumed because he has a second interview? You talking about?
I believe there was a few people dropping that. Like, few again. Do you believe the insiders? Do you not? That's the thing. But I believe that was not just because he got a second interview. Evero, I believe we're talking about here as their second candidate. I believe that it's been floated out there that he is their backup plan in this scenario. I think the way they wanted it to work out was Kubiak. I think the Raiders really wanted Seattle to lose last week a lot, and that way this wouldn't have been an issue. But who knows? Maybe this Evero guy. Maybe he's just killing it in interviews or something. I don't know. I don't know, but I do think he's the second. I mean, who is the second? Is it LaFleur? Shieldhouse? I don't think so. It doesn't seem like that's the case.
It's probably Evero, man.
I think so too. I think last week everybody wanted to write that off as a Rooney rule. I go, the second interview, you got a million. You could bring in a million other candidates to satisfy that second Rooney rule thing. You brought in the same guy twice. You like him?
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy Fowler didn't say that for a reason.
Jeremy Fowler. Okay, I was trying to figure out who put that out there, but yes.
Yeah, it was Jeremy Fowler. So obviously Jeremy Fowler's the agent of Evero just let him know, like, or he texted the guy. I was like, hey, what's going on with Evero? He's like, well, yeah, he still has a shot at it. Evero's like, I'll wait it out. If he doesn't, hey, I got a job. He's smart, man. Smart dude. Kubiak and Jim Schwartz. No Jim Schwartz from you guys. I'm not doing that. I ain't talking about that.
I like Raheem Morris a lot. I would like to see if I know the Niners are talking about bringing him in. I think Raheem Morris is a hell of a DC.
That's a good one, yeah. Does Seattle selling the team make a difference for Kubiak?
That is interesting. Probably not, because you're still working under Mike McDonald. But it's something. If I'm the Raiders, I'm bringing up. I go, hey, I mean, your boss, the guy who signs your check's not even going to be there anymore. Yeah. So I would bring that up in the interview. I'm not sure because, again, you work for Mike McDonald and John Schneider. You're going to be working for those guys still. So,
yeah. That is interesting that could affect something. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. It's another thing I bring up in the interview is what I'm saying. Also, Evero being in Denver with SpyTech is very interesting.
Yeah.
Does he come over as a DC? Is this contract up? No, it's probably not. It's not up. It's not up. Okay. I was gonna say, if they wanted to do that, I would think about it.
Yeah, I didn't know Kubiak brings his own whole offensive staff. I guess we talk about that in a second.
I didn't know that either.
We'll just talk about him and. Well, there's some article that came out today that was about him, talking about the players and stuff. They were talking about him and how much they like him and shit. So let's talk about that a little bit. Had me 2 rounds of interviews, one last week and one this week. Wish me luck, fellas, because my baby mama has been on my ass. Answer all my questions in the chat, Marcus. Love you guys. 5 raffles tickets, please. All right.
Damn, crew neck, baby Shug crew neck. Didn't he win one already? I felt because I thought he posted a pic. Yeah, he posted that.
No, he won a sweater.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
he's never gonna be cold again. He's never gonna be cold again.
No, man.
I mean, he's given us about 6 months of heat bills, but he's given us quite a bit.
He's heating the place up, man. He's heating the place up. He's keeping it heated. Caden Wetchen, when would you take him?
Wasn't that the Iowa guy, the little shifty Iowa receiver? It was winning all those one-on-ones.
Is that from he was at the
Shrine. I think that was
he's the Shrine.
I can't remember. I just saw that going viral, him just toasting corners. But I saw Trevor Sikkema brought up a good point. He says these one-on-one drills, when you watch defensive ends against offensive linemen, that drill is meant to favor the defensive end, right? It's just meant to favor them. So if an O lineman wins that drill, it's more impressive than if the defensive end wins it, right? Now, I think he was saying the same thing is true with corner and wide receiver. If a wide receiver is dominating those one-on-ones, it's definitely a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But if a corner's winning, you're like, who's that corner more than anything?
Yeah.
They don't have help. They don't have any help or any. It's just kind of yeah.
I mean, same thing with offensive lineman. If offensive lineman in the one-on-one drill, he's winning, that's a big deal. More than the defensive tackles winning because they have the advantage. I mean, It's like they're running full speed. The guy really can't get into his set really.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's no
Like
play design. There's no play design. It's just win. Yeah.
yeah, and like offensive line play is such a 5-man thing that it's just kind of weird. You got to watch those offensive linemen at the Senior Bowl and team. That's where you really got to watch them to kind of get a idea of how they'll play, because some guys look better in the team drills than they do in the one-on-ones, and you don't get that point where these guys are blocking one-on-one all the time by itself. So it's kind of weird to do that. I mean, corner is different because you kind of want to see the movement skills and stuff like that, but like offensive line is just a total disadvantage. That's why guys get getting ran over and people getting tossed and shit. Yeah, but they don't do that shit in a team, so that's where it protects them.
That's why I saw that guy Nolan Rucci from Penn State. He was dominating. I think it was Shrine Bowl. He was dominating his reps, and a lot of people didn't have him on their draft board, but it was like, okay, he's 6'8" and he's dominating these one-on-ones. Okay,
yeah. What do you think Tyron Montgomery might go? What round do you think Tyron Montgomery might go in? Do the Raiders have a shot at getting him?
Tyron Montgomery.
Oh yeah, he's the dude from John Carroll. I guess the question is for me because you weren't there. Yeah, he's from John Carroll, Division III. He was just toasting guys, basically, and all day. He had a jump catch on Chris Johnson. He just made Colton Hood, who's supposed to might go in the first round, he made him look crazy. People said it was too long of a route, whatever. He still worked the hell out of him with a great route. He's basically like this basketball player turned football player, and he basically runs routes like a basketball guy. But he can catch though. He's got a lot of vertical ability. I don't know which round he's going to go in. It depends on what he does at the combine or if he even gets invited. But I mean, he looked pretty good out there. I think he had a bad third day because PFF Sam had to make sure everybody knew that he was having a bad day that day after he had 2 good days, and he was making corners fall. The whole, they're falling. Even in team drills, man. He did some diamond release on a dude in team drills, made that dude fall, Thaddeus Dixon. Yeah, he was cooking people out there, but, PFF Sam had to make sure everybody knew that he wasn't cooking in the third day. I guess it wasn't Andy Isabella for him.
No. And also the Raiders have a chance. The Raiders definitely have a chance of getting him. I mean, I will say, like, I could still see a guy like that going the late third, early fourth. Like it's not all people go by. I mean, he's definitely he probably went from undrafted to that slot though, so he's definitely helping himself.
Yeah. Especially he jumps. His vertical has to be like 40 inches. So that's gonna be the craziest part. You see his vertical, but I don't think he's gonna get to the combine though. Is Jacob Rodriguez better than CJ Allen?
No, not even close in my opinion.
Jacob Rodriguez can cover though. He can cover, man.
Yeah, sure.
He can cover, but
CJ Allen has all pro upside in my opinion.
I mean, you just got to run right at Jacob Rodriguez. He can cover though. If you run right at him, he will. He get pushed around a little bit. He's not very strong, but man, he was locking people up in the one-on-ones as a linebacker. With the running backs, he was locking them up. It was crazy. He had a good week though. What kind of Godfather package would you make from 1 to 2? I'm not gonna get it.
No, we're not. It's not happening. It's not happening. Nothing this year, to be honest. It's not worth it.
Has there been an announcement for Webb in Denver? I know it's been said he removed his name from the Raiders job, but I haven't seen any announcements from any other team about interviewing him. Not yet.
I think the Ravens said they wanted to interview him as OC, although they hired Declan Doyle, so that's not happening. And then I think somebody else I thought wanted to bring him in as an OC interview, but it sounds like Denver's just going to promote him, so Sean Payton can fire him again when he only scores 7 points in a playoff game.
Yeah. All right. Guzzy guy asked who we were picking at 36. We're doing a mock draft.
We're doing a mock draft today, guys.
You came to the right channel, Guzzy.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
All right. How much of Kubiak's intermediate? How much of Kubiak's is intermediate to the middle of the field? I can't read
offense. No, I think you meant to put offense in there as well. But yeah, does he work the middle of the field a lot?
Yes, because they run a lot of play action. so they work the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
That's where JSN eats a lot. I mean, they do
Yeah.
work the outside. He works all over the field, man. He's pretty creative, to be honest.
I think Bowers would just go. I mean, Bowers would work under most offensive coordinators, if not any. But I think using Bowers in that Kittle role where you keep him in line, and then if you're running the ball well, Bowers is just walk-in touchdowns on your play action.
Yeah. All right. Just want a QB that will hit the wide open guys and not throw over interceptions. Anything else in a year and a half is a bonus.
Yes, I agree.
Who the hell do you think Kubiak hire as DOC or DC?
The popular name is Carl Scott from the DB's coach for the Seahawks, which he seems to be a very highly thought of guy in the league. I would try to swing big at a Raheem Morris or something like that. Like I would just say, hey, you figure if you hire Raheem Morris and your defensive, he has. I'm not saying he's as good of a DC as Steve Spagnuolo, but you could keep him for a long ass time because no one's going to hire Raheem Morris for head coach again. He got fired twice already. You don't get a third chance, especially as a defensive guy. It's not happening. So that's the guy I would go for because you have the opportunity to keep Kubiak there for a long time, Raheem Morris there for a long time, and keep those positions pretty constant on your team. I would try really hard to make sure that ends up happening. I don't know some of the smaller names because, like, I think we talked about this last week. A lot of times you're like hiring the DB coach from somebody that you like. Al Harris is another guy who was with, I believe he was Chicago this year. He was Dallas the year before. Does a really good stuff with DBs. I don't know if he's ready for a promotion yet, but he's like somebody I've had my eye on.
Okay. All right.
Anthony Weaver's out there. Anthony Weaver's out there too. I do like Anthony Weaver.
For me, for DC, I mean, I like Raheem Morris. That's a good one. Like Anthony Weaver is another good one, but he probably is going to bring somebody from Seattle, I believe. So if they're talking about that DB coach from Seattle, yeah, that's what's going to happen. He's going to. That's what they're worried about. Seattle's worried that he's going to take their whole staff.
Yeah, it's less about losing him and more about keeping the staff together.
Well,
that's sorry. I mean, that's why I'm a little bit. That's why you want to hire offensive coaches nowadays, like because your defensive staff can get poached, but it's I don't know. I just think it's a little I don't know. It's just a little bit easier.
Yeah, because he brought the whole staff with him. Like
to Seattle.
To Seattle. Like he brought his own staff with him. So that's the thing. So when it comes to Kubiak, which probably another question. I'll get to some other question. I got some voicemails to play too here still. Who will be a good QB coach for Mendoza? I mean, it's basically the whole Seattle staff. So he's going to bring. So I'm gonna bring this up here. Kubiak, or just go to Seahawks coaching staff here, because he's going to bring the O-line coach with him because they were with him Seattle. They're with him in Minnesota. All the same guys. It's like literally the same guys over and over again. He's bringing with him. So that's going to kind of be the situation with that, and that's why they're going to be trying to not let him go. But so you got the offensive line coach John Benton. That's Kubiak's boy. He's coming with them.
He's done a nice job over there for sure with their line.
Yeah, and then the quarterbacks coach Andrew Giannacco. I'm gonna go Andrew Giannacco. He looks Italian, so I'm gonna say it like that.
Yeah,
Andrew Giannacco. He's a quarterback coach there, and then so those two guys are coming with him, right? And I think another coach came with him. I think the tight ends coach too, Mac Brown, came with him. So he brings like 3 guys with him.
Not old man Mac Brown. This is a different guy.
No. This is a different guy.
Not so the Texas coach. Damn.
Yeah. The offensive line coach is John Benton. It's going to be John Benton, basically. Okay. John Benton was with him in Minnesota. He's with him in New Orleans. He's with him in Seattle. That's John Benton. So he's going to bring the same guys with him, and that's what they're worried about. They're going to have to. Seattle's going to have to rehire basically their whole offensive staff. But that's what they should know what's going to happen.
Crimea River. Sean McVay has to do that every season.
Yeah, that is very
literally true. Every season he has to do that.
Yeah, so like it's. I think it's going to be a really good hire if they get him. If they end up getting him, it's going to be a pretty good hire, I believe, for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up this article here. Oh, isn't even the offensive assistant Michael Byrne was with him, the run game coordinator, Rick Dennison, and the run game specialist. So basically, that would be our staff, is the Seattle offensive staff. If you want to keep it real, you might probably make somebody else an OC. Like Seattle thinks they can hire Jake Peetz, but Jake Peetz might go with Kubiak. He might become Kubiak's offensive coordinator. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then bring Rashid Shaheed with you as another receiver. How about that?
Yeah,
kick returner receiver. Bring him with you, just because coaching staff. You got to keep that coaching staff and play together.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting, man. I really like if they go with Kubiak though, but I still think it's so crazy that they're waiting this long and they're actually being patient with it, because the risk is there, man.
Yes,
fans are going to explode if this doesn't go the way.
I'm gonna explode. I'm telling you, Marcus. Like, why is everyone acting like this is for sure gonna happen?
I don't know. Is this confidence? I guess if they're waiting, I don't know.
Raiders would never. This would never not go the Raiders' way, is what people are saying.
I cannot, man. I just can't. Not after like last season, and then all those things. If that happened to them, man, that'd be so bad. But we're gonna find out really quick next week, because if we hit Monday after that and they're hiring somebody, then we know that Kubiak said no. But if they go the whole week and they didn't hire anybody, that must mean he said yes. And you gotta just hope that he just is not an asshole and actually takes it back.
Saying, do any of you guys know him? Like, I haven't heard one damn person like a Clint Kubiak, like, man, he helped my grandma across the street the other day. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want him as a coach. I do. I get I get it. They're doing the right thing. I'm just saying it might not work. Everyone's talking about, he would never do that. He would never do. Yeah, coaches do that. Coaches do that, man. They change their mind. And guess what? The thing about a handshake agreement is that that's speculation no matter what. So if he does go back on that, people can't blame him for anything. We can. We're going to. But he could be like, what do you mean handshake agreement? That was fake news.
Yeah. But hopefully, as I'm saying, we'll know by Monday regardless. Because if he says no, we're going to know by Monday, because they're going to be hiring somebody on Monday. If they don't hire anybody on Monday, we get to Tuesday, then we know all we need to know, because that's basically how it's going to go. Is we got to wait till Monday. Monday's going to tell us everything. If Evero pops up, you see the Adam Schefter tweet from Evero, you know how to interview it.
I'm putting a horse head in his damn bed.
I don't know. What if he ends up being a good coach?
Johnny Fontaine, Clint Kubiak, you are Johnny Fontaine. Or the Hollywood executive in The Godfather, the guy, and I'm putting the horse head in his bed. You said you're going to be our coach. We're at that point now.
I know. And then some Raider fans are going to talk themselves into it. The Evero, it's gonna be like a shock for 2 days, and then by Thursday they're gonna be posting his great stats.
Why are you guys hating? Give the guy a chance. Why are you guys hating? First off, like, Kubiak, his dad was a Bronco, dude. Like, we don't even want that shit around our franchise right now. Like, Evero, like, yes. Like, he's the guy. Like, Panthers defense. I watch Panthers defense constantly, dude. I know the Panthers defense, and that's like it's actually the top unit if you look at adjusted EPA per century.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. Just by Thursday. So they hire Evero on Monday. By Thursday, we're gonna be seeing some serious coping. But it could happen, man. It could happen. I mean, we're not gonna. I'm not going to put that past anything.
I just know. He might be. Evero might be this good at head coach. I just know it's not who they want.
Exactly.
Like, what I mean is, you'll have to admit as a fan that this didn't go their way, and then it's kind of a disaster. And it's a risk. It's a risk, and you have to take risks. It's just the fact is, like, you see, and they know it's a risk. And I'm just saying, regardless of what Clint Kubiak tells you, next Sunday, he's going to play he's going to coach and call plays in the biggest game of his life.
Yeah.
So he's going to be a different man after that game, win or lose.
Yeah. Somebody's talking about Kubiak's personality. his team loves him just like that. This whole article, man, they don't want him to leave. They love how he holds them accountable. He takes suggestions. He always finds a way to get explosive plays. Like Cup says, guys love him. You want to play for guys like Clint. Humility is one thing I think is one of his special traits. He leans on guys. Obviously, he's a very smart ball coach and understands a lot about this game. So he said like, hey, there's something I'm asking someone to do. Maybe they can't do it for some reason. Maybe there's a better way to do it. His openness to delegate and be able to grab everyone's best traits and bring them all to the forefront. He said forefront, so he really likes them.
Yeah. Nah, I agree with all of it. And like I said, look, at the end of the day, one thing we have in our favor is Kubiak's going to have to leave at some time. He's going to have to go take his first head coaching job at some time. He will not stay an offensive coordinator forever. He's going to have to become a head coach somewhere. And not every coach, the only time I could see it is if you think the Bengals job next year is going to be open. But the Bengals don't like paying people, right? So there's a lot of these jobs that might come open. But one thing Mark Davis is going to do is pay money. He's paying like 10 coaches right now. Like he might still be paying Art Shell. I have no idea. He's paying, Mark Davis is going to open up the checkbook. He's going to spend money. The Raiders are the 13th most valuable franchise in professional sports, despite losing what they've done, losing all that. This is where this value comes into play, where it's like, look, we'll open up the checkbook to you. You're going to coach the number one pick, this kid that wants to be great. It's a pretty good situation for a coach. It's just the fact of the matter is we just don't know Kubiak, what he is, what he's about. And I don't even think he's a bad person if he backs out. I just think the Raiders would once again lose a coin toss, and it would suck. And I just don't have the history of these guys really being closers of getting this done. Look, Tom Brady's the best quarterback of all time, but he has a long way to go as an owner.
It's very true. All right, let's get to our first voicemail here.
Hi, this is Raider 27. I'll keep this short because I know Baby Suggs probably got messages here by now. I just wanted to talk about, I don't understand why deep in the playoffs, in bad weather or not, teams just have to go for it on fourth down and they can take the three. Take the points. I don't understand. Analytics is really costing teams dearly. As we saw this weekend in the championship games, that 3 points can be important, man. You need every point you can get at that level. So anyway, it's a good thing for you guys to talk about. I'll be interested to hear what you guys come up with. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
That was like the ultimate radio question. I love that.
I love it because I just woke up covered in blood somewhere. Like it's my MK Ultra trigger when people bring that up. I hate when everyone always pretends that you care about it after the fact. They always go, "You're only saying that because they didn't get it." I was screaming at the TV to take the point. You have Jared. I don't care. The Broncos suck, so I wasn't screaming anything at them. But you have Jared Stidham. And he completed one pass of 50 yards and then a touchdown after that. He does nothing. Do you not have the weather app that we all have, where you look and you see snowflakes everywhere on your thing? Oh, in an hour, there's going to be snowflakes everywhere. I should be up 10-0 right now. 10-0 would be great. And then the rest of the game, the Patriots have to come back from 2 scores. But analytically speaking, what I'm saying is people, when anyone loves analytics, right, whenever they talk about this, they were talking about a wide range of outcomes. You're doing the right thing over a wide range of outcomes. The playoffs are one outcome, win or lose. So you have to go with your gut. You have to go with your gut. And I find it odd that a 65-year-old man, Sean Payton, is just like, math equations during a big game like that. It sucks. I hate it. Ben Johnson did the same thing. The Bears. He kicks field goals all game, goes for fourth downs all game, then doesn't go for 2 after the biggest play of the playoffs happens. This wicked play where you have the Rams defense on there. So then they don't even apply it when it's time to be a real man.
Yeah. So true. Yeah, they should have went for 2 in that after that Caleb play, because just the hype was there.
Yeah.
Like everything was there, right? And they let it calm down a little bit. And then he threw an interception.
Yeah. You'll never go against a more flabbergasted defense.
Yeah,
Ever than after you just completed that pass.
Yeah, because if you play football, you've been in a situation like that where that happens.
Yeah.
Like everything's just out of whack, and that's the
Yeah.
perfect chance to go for 2. So you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you just you know, really what it is, and I feel like sometimes it is that really that pressure
Yeah.
from just like social media and just like how everything is. I really feel like it's that pressure of how the media pushes back if you don't go for it. It's like the nerds are just so loud.
Yes.
They're so loud. Just like the whole when you're down 9, go for 2 to maybe be down 7. But because then you find out if you need 2 scores or not. And it's like, why don't you just kick a field goal and then you need 2 score, like you need 1 score.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they try to gaslight you like, oh, you're just stupid. You don't know what you're talking. Like, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to be just this whole tell me I'm stupid for something. Tell me that 9 points is better than 8. It's like, this is a points game. I don't care what you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And also, momentum is real. Momentum is real. I hate when they say momentum's not real. It's 100% real.
I know.
Because when a defense stops you on 4th down, right? Even if you're in, like, you have them pinned back in their own territory, when defense stops you on 4th down, they're getting up and they're going crazy. They're doing cartwheels, backflips, dynamites going off. All of this crazy stuff's happening. T-shirt cannons and all that. And then the offense comes on and is fired up after that. If you kick a damn field goal, you get to reset. You get to kick off. And it's kind of just like start fresh, right? For your defense and everything. So there's times you do it. My answer is never go for it. It's called game flow. That game, the Patriots Broncos, that was from the kickoff. You could tell that was going to be a defensive slugfest.
Yeah.
You could tell that was going to be the case. Coach it as one. Now, if you're like when the Raiders played the Chargers in 2021, that was going to be a shootout. You just knew it was going to be a shootout. Now, Brandon Staley still goes for it 4th and 1 at their own 20. You know, that's just insane. But for the most part, you're like, I understand teams that go for it in those situations. Absolutely. But in a defensive game, like, just trust your defense and trust your defense to actually reset after a kickoff and go make a stop.
To me, it's just the acting like you're stupid if you disagree type of thing. You know what I mean? That's what pisses me off. Like, bro, no, they just lost. So what do you mean that you're still a smart guy?
Yeah, yeah.
You lost.
I'm going to go home and look at my spreadsheet instead of crying after losing my playoff game. I'm going to look and understand Bill Nye the Science Guy. Me and Bill Nye the Science Guy got this one right.
Yeah. Speaking of Brandon Staley, I saw Brandon Staley at the bar at Veets, man. He was
he doing yoga?
He was having a passionate football conversation. Like the guy next to him didn't say a word. So, you know,
he's balling out, and he's going to be the Saints DC forever, by the way. No one's hiring him again.
He looks like a defensive coach now. Before he looked like a young little little guy who likes analytics. Now he looks like he's balding. You know, he's got the bald look.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's got it. Kellen Moore's got him forever now, which is he's probably in a good spot.
I don't know. Staley might get a job again, man. If the Saints make the playoffs,
hire Kubiak now, please. Hire Kubiak now. I don't even want to be in the Brandon Staley conversation.
Tyler Shook takes a leap, man, and he takes a leap with that defense.
Yeah. Chase Young, look what happened with Chase Young. He does look like a beast, by the way. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, there you go. Defensive coaches. You know, it just takes a little bit for them to get that love again, you know?
Yeah. JDZ Raiders comment. I love it too. Can you bring his comment up? This is also my favorite. They lose by the exact same amount. They lose by 3 points. I always say, has anyone ever lost by 3 points? And I'm telling you, it'll be in the second quarter. I go, they're going to lose by 3 points after not taking those points. And the analytics, well, you have no way to predict that or factor that in. You have no permutation could ever get you to that assertion. And then I'm like, well, they lost by 3 points. That's just blind luck on your part, sir. Okay. Just me, the football guy that enjoys watching football and not listening to math teachers talk about football. Anyways, that's enough for that.
All right, let's get to another voicemail here.
Love the podcast. Marcus Glenn. Been following Marcus for a few years.
Let me start.
Yo, love the podcast. Marcus Glenn. Been following Marcus for a few years. Quick question. So watching the games, playoff games this weekend, been a diehard Raider fan. I think I'm the reason for our bad luck. First Raider game ever was the game Rich Gannon got hurt. And then I went to one Raider game in 2016, and that's the game Carr broke his leg. So
Oh no.
I haven't been to a Raider game since they've been in Oakland, so it doesn't really matter. Here or there. My question is, which position group on the Raiders is the closest to being a top 5 or a top 10 unit in the NFL? The last time the Raiders were good, obviously 2016, the Raiders had a top 5 O-line. Mm-hmm. And watching these playoff teams, it's clear that if you're going to make a deep run, if it's going to be good, you need to have top 5 units. And again, those, whether it's at quarterback, O-line, D-line, DB, linebacker group. Obviously, there's certain positions where having a top 5 unit doesn't really equate to wins, punter, kicker, receiver, running backs. But want to hear from y'all. We're on the Raiders this offseason. Can the Raiders produce a top 5 unit at their position group? Now, obviously, best would be O-line or D-line, but love to hear from y'all. Give it the great word.
This is another great question there, man.
I'll tell you, man, because like I'm gonna be. I'm not. He said position group, but I think he really means like O-line, D-line, like large groups of players, right? Because if I say tight ends, who cares? not who cares, but we understand that you don't always win games when you have one of the best tight ends in the NFL. I think we've seen that as Raiders fans. Now, I think those tight ends are going to be very useful in this. I think I'll put it this way. I actually think the offensive line, it's not there. I think the offensive line with a good coaching staff and just normal player development can be there. Like I'm telling you, like we're going to go through our mocks today. So like if you gave me an offseason and a draft and I knew I had a good coaching staff and I knew I was going to get leaps out of Charles Grant, which I think we're going to get. And I knew that Caleb Rogers was at least going to be a depth piece on my team. Who knows? And if I knew Jackson Powers-Johnson was going to stay healthy, there's a lot of ifs, right? There's a lot of ifs, but I think that at least the players can be there a lot of times. I think Colton Miller's still really good. And I actually think that they can be close to it. Defensive line needs just as much work, in my opinion, in terms of getting there. So people could say that. Yeah. I think the secondary is not quite there. I mean, they need safeties. They need a CB2 and a nickel as well. Like, so you're gonna need that. Linebackers aren't there. Linebackers aren't even close. Running back groups, again, we're not gonna say that that's gonna win you titles. It's gonna help you, but it's not gonna win you titles. But I think this offensive line is young. It was not good last year. We know. I'm not gonna make excuses and say it was better than it was, but I think if you nail this hire, and you saw the Seahawks O-line, once again, not blocking for Geno, so that might have been, we can factor that into our stats there. But Geno leaves. They hire the guy you said, I can't remember his name right now. Mm-hmm. Let's say they bring him in, and that ends up becoming maybe not top 5 right away, but with the potential to get to top 5. They're young, they're cheap, and you add some veterans to that group.
I'm thinking here. I mean, to be honest, the closest group, like top 5 probably, it's going to sound crazy. I don't want to say this, but I'm thinking if I just want to be, you said O-line, if I just want to be different from you, because I kind of agree with that. Mm-hmm. If I just want to be, wide receiver is interesting. Just because, like, if Jack Besh and let's say Dante Thornton take a leap, then they draft somebody or they grab somebody else, right? They do something in free agency, they get another X, and then you just add up all the pass catchers together. You know, that becomes a dynamic group if those guys take a leap. Because let's just say, maybe Jack Best is working right now. I don't know what else he does with his life, besides, to have people sleep with the fishes, it looks like sometimes.
Yeah.
But besides that.
Lives on the bayou. It's right there. Yeah. Sleep with the crocodiles.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe if those guys take a leap, then we might see something different altogether with that group, right? Because, I think Besh can be a great number 2, right? No matter if maybe you don't feel like he might not be the number one, I could definitely see him being a great number two with a great number one. So, you know, and maybe he continues to develop and maybe he does become a number one. But like, I think in the next couple of years, he could be a great number two. Then you have Tucker mixed in there with the deep ball.
Yeah.
And then you have, I mean,
you have to include Brock. I think you have to at least include Brock Bowers kind of in your wide receiver room.
Yeah. So it just depends on what they do with the wide receiver group. I think that could become an elite pass catching group. Right.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. Because I mean, let's be honest. All it's going to take for them to have a little, you know, sleeper HQ headquarters. Look at this wide receiver group with Mendoza. Them just trading for somebody that's big time.
Yeah.
You know, or making some kind of move, paying Alex Pierce way too much money.
I don't know if I want to do that this year. I don't want to be the team that does that.
Yeah.
Also, just I think to me, I know somebody said like, wouldn't he be redundant with Trey Tucker? But like Rashid Shaheed would definitely be a guy like I would think about bringing. For one, just have two deep threats. I don't know if I just don't know that we can depend on Dante Thornton. I just don't. Well, I'm good problem to have, but Rashid Shaheed on a deal, and then also we've seen what he does in the return game. I don't think Tucker really offers you that in the return game in the same way. But if you just have that, you have that speed plus the kind of route running precision and hands of Jack Besh. You're right. You're right. What was that? The CJ? It was. I saw it was.
Is CJ the best overall linebacker? No.
You can't put him over Sonny Styles.
It's crazy,
you can't. But CJ Allen's LB2 for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it also depends. Is Arvo Reese a linebacker?
Yeah, he's not an off-ball linebacker the way those guys. I think Suge meant off-ball.
You know what I mean? It depends. Is the team going to try to put him there? Are they going to make him edge for real?
You shouldn't.
I don't know.
I think he's an edge personally.
All right. Did Spy Tech have several scouts at the Senior Bowl since he doesn't have a coach? Yes, there are tons of Raider scouts there.
Nice.
They're sitting behind us. All types of Raider scouts.
Cool.
Yeah, so they're there. Do we think we draft a backup running back?
Yeah, they might go in free agency. I think there's with Genty being so young. I wouldn't mind it though. Day three, I take a damn running back because those guys. I feel like day three running backs have a chance to like actually make your team more than most position groups because a lot of them play special teams. So I every year I would draft a day three running back if you're asking me. I would just do it just because last year, right? I broken record here, but Tommy Millott and Cam Miller, right?
A waste.
Kyle Mononga is there. You know what I mean? Like he's better than his draft slot in my way. But it's not always going to be a Kyle Mononga. It might be a guy who's, might be Corey Sheets. I know the Raiders didn't draft him. Remember Corey Sheets? Could just be this like guy who flames out. But day three running back, I probably take day three, meaning like round 6 and 7. I take one almost every time.
Yeah. If we get Kubiak, do you think they bring in Rashid Shaheed?
I hope so. I think he'd be really good for this team.
Did I meet any famous journalists or reporters? I mean, kind of. I mean any famous journalists, but I met Antoine Bethea.
Oh, that's sick. Colts.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was cool.
He was a damn good player. Damn good player.
Yeah. And, and I just got to watch Brandon Staley have the most passionate. I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't know if he's talking about a woman. But he was very passionate about whatever he was talking about. It was just, I don't know if it was football, but his hands were moving.
Football is a woman to a lot of guys.
That is true. Larry J. Taylor doesn't like Davis Webb. Give me Jacob Rodriguez in the second round.
I don't get how you don't like Davis Webb. Like, I get it if you're like, whoa, that's a little too early. But like to be like, yeah, the guy clearly the league likes the guy. Is all I'm saying. Like clearly the league likes the guy and he has a focus on quarterbacks, right? And quarterback development being the position that he played. I mean, to say he's like bad, you have no idea. Clearly everyone's trying to either retain him or bring him in for an interview or, getting Ravens brought him in for a head coach interview and then tried to do an offensive coordinator thing for him. So a lot of people like him.
All right. Let's talk Senior Bowl here real quick so we can Get to this mock draft because already are in here.
Mhm.
Senior Bowl standouts offense is just my list. So I went Bo Stevens, Sam Hecht, center from Kansas State, Max in Henachor.
Yeah.
Make sure I try to get that right. OT from ASU, Keelan Rutledge, inside O line. He's just an asshole. I just like him because he's a dick. You should have seen him at the press. That dude did not smile once. That's the type of offensive lineman. He hates everybody. He hates the world. He hates defensive tackles. He hates running backs. He hates his own running backs. He hates linebackers. He hates safeties. You know, he just hates everything. And that's why I like him. That's my dude right there. James Brockmeyer from Miami, good inside O line. And then Gennings Dunker, I mean, I put him on here just because I thought he had a good week playing guard. And he's like 6'7" though, playing guard.
Yeah. All you got to do is be a white guy with a mullet and everybody thinks you're good.
Yeah. But he wears high shorts all the time. He's like a character.
But you notice how everybody falls for that now? Like, it's like, how could you not love this guy? He has short shorts and a mullet and he loves Culvers. Okay.
He loves cheese curds.
Yeah, that's great. I can't wait till he's doing Amazon Prime halftime show. I'm not saying I hate the player. I just that's all. When people lead with that, I'm always it raises a little eyebrow.
Yeah, it's a thing, man. It's a character because
look at Ryan Fitzpatrick in his Hawaiian shirt.
He made sure to have that those short shorts on at media day. He made sure to have the ball.
I am so sick of the mullet, of the kind of Reddit ass love for mullet linemen from the Midwest. I'm just getting sick of it.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is with the Iowa guys, I like Bo Stevens. He had a good day against Lee Hunter, so I just like him. But sometimes he might have lost, but I just like Bo Stevens. He's a really smart player. I got to talk to him, and he's a super smart dude. I got to talk to him. Of course, my recording didn't do the voice because I was a dumbass, so it didn't record everything he said. But he gave me some really dope answers. It was so quick, so cool. I guess to him, he tried to adapt me up, but I was walking away. I didn't. I missed it. I was like, my bad, Bo. But he liked my questions, I guess. Sam Hecht had a great week. That's the guy I'm looking at.
Kansas State. Yeah,
great week. He had a great week. So Max and Henachor had a great week. He was so good that Desmond Moore from Michigan, I think that's what his name is. That's the name, right? Punched him in the face because he was so good. In the what? He's like
Derek Moore from Michigan.
Yeah,
because Derek Moore realized you can't just run everybody over.
So he was so mad about it. He punched him in the helmet. Yeah, Keelan Rutledge, but the wide receivers, Caleb Douglas had a good week. I just like Caleb Douglas. Kevin Douglas from Missouri, surprising guy, had a great week. Malachi Fields had an awesome week. He's probably the best wide receiver out there. No joke. I think he might go first round. And then I put Tyron Montgomery on there just because he stood out, just because he came from John Carroll and he was just awesome. All right, defense. Lee Hunter, of course. Lee Hunter
I love Lee Hunter.
I'm surprised he stayed all 3 days. Did I not say Kevin Coleman? I might have said something wrong. You guys. Lee Hunter, DT, Nadam A. Tucker from Western Michigan. I guess he had 14.5 sacks, but he just dominated all week, man. That dude was everywhere. Right? He's from Western Michigan. 14.5 sacks. That could be a guy in the Raiders pick up maybe later on if they like him, but he has some damn talent. Bud Clark, bald. That dude is legit.
TCU.
He's legit. Davison Igbinosun, he was pretty damn good. Jacob Rodriguez had a great week. He did. He had an interception, forced a fumble. It was great in one-on-ones. Gabe Jacas.
I'm Gabe. I'm Gabe, and welcome to Jacas, dude.
Yeah.
I told you. I was telling you about him last week. That guy's a monster.
Just dominant, man. It was just so quick off the damn ball at 270 pounds.
How is he 270? Does he look like that?
I think that's what he weighed in. I'm gonna check his.
No, but does he look like that? Like, to me, when I thought he looked like he was playing at 250.
He's
on the tape. Yeah,
he's a monster. He is a big
He
dude.
might end up going first. He might.
He was 260 at the Senior Bowl. So he's 6'3", 260. I mean, that's still
That's
great
perfect.
defensive size.
Yeah.
That's great size.
He might go early. He might be a pick at 36. I'm just saying.
He could be.
He's gonna soar. I think the stock is gonna go crazy for him.
Well, the combine's gonna be crazy for him. You can see that athleticism talk. You can see it. TJ Parker had a good week, but TJ Parker, he might go high first round. He could be there at 36 too.
Yeah, that long arm is nasty. That the long arm he does.
Yeah, and then Kyle Lewis from Pittsburgh had a great week. I really liked him. Xavier Sorey from Arkansas had a great week, and then Zion Young is a monster.
Missouri.
So there's some of my Senior Bowl standouts there. But I mean, Senior Bowl had a lot of good players, so I think it had a lot of guys that I really liked that the Raiders could pick from. I think it was one of the best groups you'll see at the Senior Bowl, because even the guards there, like the Jake Slaughters, the Carmonas, some of those guys played pretty well. So the defensive line guys were pretty good, like Chris McKellen, Caleb Banks. He sucked the first day, but he got better as the week went along. I guess he thought he'd just go out there and be like, I'm better than all you guys because I'm Caleb Banks. And that didn't work. But he started using better technique as the week went along, so he got better. But yeah, there were some good players out there, man. They were probably some of the best players I've seen in a long time. Chris Johnson, Chris Johnson was interesting because he was kind of iffy. You can kind of see how stiff he is sometimes, but I thought he bounced back and had some good days to round it out.
All right,
man. What do you think about Malachi Fields? To me, he looks slow in the practices. So he just has like long strides. So
Keon Coleman.
You think he's Keon Coleman? You and your Malachi Fields.
He's a transfer guy. He's not a real Golden Domer. I just don't see it. I just see like Laquan Treadwell. I don't know. I'm not saying that everyone was showing that rep where he won on that double move.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's not that tight. I don't know. I look, he went to the school I love, but like I don't know. He makes a big play every once in a while, and then you're like, whoa, and then where's his milk carton for a long time? And it's because he doesn't really separate. I'm saying, like, he's just not really a separation guy. I think if you're in rounds 4 and 5, sure, probably looks pretty good. But I think people are going to see his stock go to like round 3, and I just don't see him as a top 100 guy.
Yeah, I don't know. He was dog. You will see what's up. Daniel Jeremiah had him like 30 something.
I know. Maybe the league loves him. Maybe he's a great guy. I mean, like Keon Coleman didn't know how to sign his rookie contract, so I mean, there might be more to like the Keon Coleman thing to that. But maybe Malachi Fields is just this great kid that just wants to be great. But I don't know. I'm down to be wrong, and I'll completely flip into I always like the guy, Notre Dame for life, one of those guys. But I don't know. Something just doesn't seem right about him.
Hey, you might be right, man. You watch more Malachi Fields than me. Thoughts on the report that the Raiders tried to trade for J.J. McCarthy last year before selling for Geno?
Sometimes it's the moves you don't make. Sometimes it's the moves you don't make. And I don't hate JJ the way the rest of people do. I still think there's a little something there. I think he's got a really good arm and can move a little bit. And he clearly wants to be good. He just, we'll see. But just a lot of the character and all that stuff seems good. I know the 9 thing's really corny and stuff, but he seems like a good guy and stuff and all that. And I think the Vikings were weird because their window was closing and they didn't really have the time to develop a quarterback. And Kevin O'Connell, I will say, little bit of blip on his record is that I've never seen him develop a quarterback. I've seen him take a quarterback that didn't work elsewhere and rehabilitate him. I've never seen him develop him from the draft. So we haven't seen that yet from Kevin O'Connell. But what were they going to give up for JJ last year? That's what I want to know. You weren't giving up 6, right? You're not going to give up where he was taken a year before, a year less on his rookie deal. So it was probably the second round pick?
Yeah.
I would guess it was probably the second round pick. Now, who was the Raiders' second round pick last year?
Jack Batch.
So that's what you have to think about, right?
But the thing is, they traded back twice to do that.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
they would have been giving up like.
Mhm.
Where did they pick last year? I think it was like.
It was high. I mean, it was like
pretty high,
40 or something. Like around there. Yeah, yeah. So it would have been. It would have just been. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do it now. Certainly. I even think with JJ, I don't think JJ puts us at number 1 overall. I think JJ has us at about 5 wins last year, and sometimes it's the moves you don't make. That was very Michigan, by the way. And then the fact that they love Jesse Minter. This Michigan thing's real. I expect Derek Moore to be on the Raiders this year. This Michigan thing, or is it Jaysean Barnum? Like these guys from Michigan that are right now. Watch out, because the Raiders are definitely Michigan guys.
Jesus. What's been the most surprising hire to y'all?
Coaching hire. I haven't really been super impressed with a lot of the hires. I wouldn't say any of them shocked me. Everyone's dogging Todd Monken, but look, he wants to coach Shedeur Sanders, and I don't think Todd Monken's going to be like a terrible coach. I just, we'll see. Oh gosh, who is the? I think the Joe Brady one.
Yeah,
I think Joe Brady, because you're talking about like. When you fire Sean McDermott and then you say, well, the coaching staff wanted Keon Coleman and all this stuff, and then you hire the coaching staff. You hire from the coaching staff that you said wanted one of your worst picks. And this whole thing, like the Bills right now, like I know Josh Allen, he's a very polarizing player. A lot of people think he doesn't get enough hate. I don't think he gets enough credit personally, because I think that's not a well-run organization in my opinion. And he's got them playing playoff games every single year.
I didn't realize that Joe Brady was a redheaded hip hop head, because he has a I listened to Madlib and MF Doom.
Oh no.
Look to him. It just did you hear it talk? Did you hear it talk?
I did. I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I thought you were saying he actually does listen to that, because that would be a red flag. I like all that music, but I wouldn't hire myself as coach. I'd just be like, well, you don't have to. You're crate digging. You should need to be watching film.
Yeah, he's a crate digger, bro. Like
you're crate digging.
Yeah, he's that type of.
You're listening to Ronnie Law's albums, looking for horn samples. No, I need you to coach football. You don't have time. You don't even have time to see your kids. Like, come on, that one's weird. A lot of people are dogging the Robert Saleh hire. I think that's a good. I thought that was a solid hire. And then they go get Brian Daboll for OC. I think that's okay. I don't love it, but it's like seems about right. I think Robert Saleh got hella kids, man. I didn't realize that. That's one thing I found out. There's like 8 kids.
Yeah. He's been putting in work there.
Yeah, my goodness.
I think that the craziest, this is probably a surprise hire. I mean, the most surprising one probably is Monken. But if I'm just looking at some of the hires that happened, I mean, it had to be Monken. Monken's probably, because I didn't think that would happen with the Browns. It's probably the most surprising one. Because I was even thinking, I know Stefanski got a job, but I was just shocked at how fast he got a job.
Yeah, you're right. The Stefanski one is a little weird to Atlanta right away. Like he was just this. Oh, somebody threw this away. Oh, gotta have this.
Like he's just like this amazing coach or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's so weird.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what I was about to say. OC Chris, you can't say that Monken hires a surprise, because look how many coaches didn't want to go there. And look, the Raiders. I'm telling you right now, the Raiders would be that team if they didn't have the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now, the New York Giants beating the Dallas Cowboys,
huge,
has a chance to be the biggest non-Raider game to affect the Raiders in a long time. And especially when you find out Gardner Minshew didn't actually tear his ACL. That's crazy. Let me just put on a little tinfoil hat here. That's crazy. And then just makes things that make you think a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then the fact is, the only reason you're sniffing Clint Kubiak right now, the only reason Clint Kubiak might have given you his little phone number at a restaurant is because you have the number 1 pick. Yeah. It's not for if he takes the Raiders job, he's going to say, "Oh, I took it because I love all these players." He's going to take it because he has a chance to get Fernando Mendoza in there and stuff. The Raiders could have been the Browns. They could have been the Cardinals in this scenario. And thank the Lord we're not.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, let's do this. This is mock draft now. Let's get to this.
Let's go.
I'll finish out, answer your guys' questions. We'll finish with the mock. I still got 2 voicemails too, and then we'll do the raffle. So if you want to get in the raffle, we're giving out a crew neck. For put $1.99, get a crew neck, TDL crew neck. If you haven't seen it, I guess I'll show it to you guys. If you haven't seen it, I guess here, pull it up. Where's that? Oh, you know what? Got too many of these things open. Just go to tapedontlie.store. You can see the crew neck. I can't pull it up fast enough here. But yeah, $1.99 crew neck TDL. Put that in there. So if you want to join the raffle, already got people set up for that. So, but here we go. We're doing our mock draft here, guys. Are you ready? Are they ready for the mock draft, Glenn?
I don't think they're ready, but we're just gonna have to drop it on them.
Yeah. So I thought our pick one would be the same. So.
Yeah, we're not Fernando Mendoza,
right?
You took Ty Simpson. I took Fernando Mendoza.
I took Cole Payton.
Yeah,
and everyone.
I took Fernando Mendoza. Yeah, you wanted to be different.
I took Cole Payton. That's what I did. It was just they had a change of heart.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, Mendoza's give you the one pick.
The guy's a beast, man. The guy, look at that play. I mean, like. The Raiders need that so bad. I mean, I don't want him taking hits like that all the time, but like if we're in a big game like that, I need to know that he can do that, and he can.
I agree, man. He's a damn star. That's the thing with him is like when we could dissect a lot of things with him, and I know a lot of people they're gonna ready to get into the dissecting mode and try to figure out everything that he can't do, whatever as it goes along, especially since we know he's going to the Raiders. People start picking him apart. We already know that, right? But what I like about him is he has the intangibles. He has the size. He has the arm. He has the movement skills. If they get Kubiak, man, he is going to maximize the hell out of him.
I agree.
Because he is like the ultimate Shanahan quarterback. He's tall. He's 225 pounds. He's coachable, right? He's going to run the offense.
He wants it too. Yeah.
He wants it. You know what I mean? And he can run a bootleg. I mean, he's got the athlete. He's athletic to run that bootleg, throw it on the run, right? He is exactly what Clint Kubiak would want at a quarterback position. If Kubiak was building a quarterback, it'd be Mendoza. So it's easy for me. Like that's why I think Kubiak wants to come here.
Yeah, that helps me. That helps me with my hesitation on him maybe backing out of the job. Because you can the thing is you are leaving the Seahawks at some point. So what do you want to leave the Seahawks for? You have your chance to be the first guy to coach a quarterback that you think is perfect for your system. Now, I will say, before we get into our next picks, which we do not have the same, there are no similar. We did not have the same pick for the rest of the draft.
No,
we didn't do any trades on this. There were no trades. So if anybody says I would trade down there, okay, you wouldn't because we didn't. And but did you have Clint Kubiak in mind when you made your mock draft?
Not really.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
I didn't.
Okay, so we've established that. Now fans can have this in their head. Now I did a simulator, you did a simulator. So some people would say, was so and so there? I don't remember who was there or not. These are the people I took. So
yeah,
we don't. If so and so was there, we don't know that. So just some qualifiers before we go on.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's do this. All right, Glenn, let's start off with yours. Present your pick at 36.
So my pick at 36, and this will shock everybody who's been listening to this stream, but I went with cornerback Chris Johnson out of San Diego State. I think this guy is just a monster. Now, Marcus has floated the idea of playing him inside. I drafted another guy a little bit later that I think could play nickel. I think this guy's an outside corner. I think Darian Porter's shown that he's definitely a guy you want to have be starting at one of your corner positions, to have these guys staggered on their rookie deals a year apart. Chris Johnson has it all, man. I mean, you said he was a little bit stiff though, but I think ball skills, I think he can tackle better than, most corners I've seen coming out, to be honest. And he's just got the nastiness to it and everything. I have a feeling he's a little bit of a numbnuts because he's way too good to be playing at San Diego State. Like, so I'm like, why are you at San Diego State? You're
the
big.
whole time.
Yeah, you're big as hell too. Like, and just so maybe there's something there. I know a lot of people say he's going to go late first, but again, San Diego State. He turns the ball over. You can take it back to the house. You said he measured in at what, like 6'1"?
These are exact measurements from the Senior Bowl.
Oh, I see it right there. 6 foot. I'm sorry. 6 foot, 195. That works for me. I'm a huge fan of this. Now, I wanted Caden McDonald at this position. He wasn't there. So I wanted to address that position there, but fear not, Raider Nation. We get there at that point. So love Chris Johnson.
Yeah, I like Chris Johnson a lot. I love his film this year. I like I said, at the Senior Bowl, I thought he started off a little bit slow, but one thing he did at the Senior Bowl was take on a guard and shed him.
Yeah,
and that's
what I'm saying.
Johnson. He is physical, right? And
have you been to okay, but have you been to the University of Florida? Have you been? I know what you're asking me here. You can do this and that and this and that, but University of Florida pays corners to go play there, and you get the same things, maybe better. But I get it. I love the city of San Diego personally.
Yeah. He was there the whole time.
That's what I'm saying. That would be what I would ask. I'd be like, "Hey, I'm glad you didn't transfer. But was there a reason? And do can you can you do times tables? Is like things that I'd be like stuff like that. I'm just saying. Hey, Kawhi Leonard had his whole career at San Diego State. I mean, before the transfer portal, and look at how good he is. But I'm just saying.
Yes, it's
my one.
It is interesting that he stayed there. It is interesting that he stayed there. What I would say when I was looking at his stats, he might have stayed there because he really didn't have his biggest year until this year. That's when he kind of had a breakout season.
That's true.
So that could be part of it.
Yeah, I wonder how he was valued in high school.
You know what I mean? So that could have been part of it, but definitely he still played good enough that he could have transferred though. Somebody would have took him. But he had his breakout season this year, so it works out for him. But I do think he could be an option at 36. But after the Senior Bowl, I kind of feel like that he is a 67 guy.
Okay.
That's just what I think with that one. All right. But you guys, I don't know, anybody give your thoughts what they think of that one. I guess we'll grade
people want to run stuffer, but don't worry, I got you, Raider Nation. That's what I wanted at 36, but I trust my board, man. I don't panic when my guy's not there.
Oh yeah, he's better than CC who can't tackle. I agree with that. CC.
That's a bad last name for a guy who can't tackle.
It really is.
Damn.
It really is, man.
If you're a running back and your name was Byron Fumble.
Brandon Sissy. He can't tackle.
Yeah.
I know it's Sissy, but any way you say it, it's still that sounds like the French way of saying sissy. Cisse.
Yeah, my quarterback, my name is Jordan Turnover.
Jordan. You pronounce it turnover.
Yeah, turnover. My family's from this region of France. It has nothing to do with my inability to protect the football.
All right. Here we go. My pick at 36. So I went in the trenches, though. I went in the trenches for this one. And I really like this pick. I went Kristen Miller from Georgia. 6'4", 310 pounds. He has 44 career run stops, 19 pressures this year. I think that he is like what the modern nose tackle is, where he's not this big fat dude, right? It's like 335 pounds or 330 pounds, right? About 310, but he can still clog up the middle. This dude is explosive off the line. He has His hands are heavy. He could get some lot of push, and he has pass rush upside, which I like about Christian Miller and why he's perfect at 36. Because is he a great pass rusher right now? No, but like if you watch him in the Ole Miss in the national championship game, you watch that film, you watch some of those games, he's getting some pressure, he's winning. He only has one move right now. It's like he's got to use his hands and rip through. He doesn't have a lot of moves and things like that, but he's so steady against the damn run that he is gonna. He's one of the better defense tackles in his draft. So if you go, you probably go. I mean, the NFL right now, which is weird. Peter Woods is falling, which I almost took Peter Woods here.
Yeah, man.
But I'm gonna wait after the combine before I start putting
happens.
Peter Woods here at 36. I think that he might be there, which is going to be crazy. I think Peter Woods is an option at 36.
Talk about a great name. It's a great name. We're talking about bad names. That's a great name.
He is an option. He might be just because you see where people are talking about him. He's falling on mock drafts. Daniel Jeremiah had him as the 3rd defensive tackle. He might be falling a little bit. He said, I don't know. His butt looks kind of small. I mean,
yeah, Mike Mayock. That used to be. I know I don't want to bring up.
I know it's a football term. It's easy to say.
Mike Mayock used to be a booty warrior when he used to do draft evals. It was all about hips and butt with him. The Raiders did draft some. I mean, I'm just saying, like under him, you have to think about it, right? Like you have to look at the lower half of a lot of Raider players that were not good, by the way. Drafted under Mike Mayock.
Yeah. But Miller, I think he's a really good player. He is a player really worth taking at 36, and I think he's going to be an option there. So, but like I said, it might Peter Woods might be here. I was thinking about doing this and just taking Peter Woods and just putting it out there right away. But I'm going to wait till after the combine. Right? Wait till the other next mock draft. Let's see what we're hearing after the combine, because it's not that he's a prick. He just had a down year.
Well, I'd lie. If he was a prick, I would not knock him down my board. He's a defensive tackle.
Yes. And, Groot said he took a lot of plays off because Clemson sucked. That's what I'm saying. So that's picks 36.
I will say about Christian Miller, I put it on and I see a specimen. I was a little bored when I watched him.
Yeah.
It was boring. I mean, like don't get me wrong. I love a run stop the way anybody else does. And I can see how that would fire somebody up. But I was like, in passing situations, I'm like, why are you not just killing that guy? Yeah. You know, and I understand you say he has the upside there, but man, I wouldn't hate the pick. I was like, where is you don't have just even with that one move, I didn't see a lot of production. You know?
Yeah. You're right. He only had 19 pressures. He's got to get more pressures there. But I just think as a run defender, he's really good. So
he's fantastic against the run.
Which I think the Raiders need that.
Mm-hmm.
They do need that kind of nose tackle type player. They do.
Right.
It is the thing they need. All right. Your next one. Your next one's kind of controversial. People are going to yell at you about this. All right. When you said it to me, they're going to yell at you.
Well, he was there. He was there. Now, okay, you could flip flop that because you think my last guy was a 67 guy, and you might think my other guy's 36. But these guys fall. They're nose tackles. Big fat guys fall in the draft. People think now. I took Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech. He was there at 67. Now people say there's no way that would happen, Glenn. There's no way. Where was CJ West taken last year? 4th round. Like guys fall. They fall. He's not a Jordan Davis prospect. He's not a who's the other one? Jalen Carter. He's not that guy. He's a big fat guy. And the Raiders need to get thicker. And I don't think it's out of the question. Now, I would say in the 50s he's going to go. And I think the Raiders would have to trade up to get him, but that's not what we're doing. And you just don't know with these nose tackles. 6'3", 320. He 80 career run stops, 25 pressures, more pressures than your guy that I just took. I mean, I gotta say, he does. I mean, if we're saying that here, and everyone says, I remember Matt was telling me he's not sure about his where he's going to go as a pass rusher, and I'm not sure either. But I know that this guy is just he's going to allow the Raiders to be multiple, right? He's just going to allow them to. You just put him there. And if he's ever hurt, then the Raiders will really miss him. It's just gonna be one of those things where you have to play a completely different kind of defense with him. But I think this guy's a stud. I think against Oregon, where everybody was hyping up those Oregon interior O linemen. He just made them look like junior varsity. It was just nothing. And he might not be there, right? He might not be there, but also he might. This position's weird, man. This position is very
you're
weird.
Right, you're right about
like,
that.
It's not a corner. It's not a receiver. So these guys just, like I said, CJ West had a really nice rookie year for the Niners. He was there in the 4th round for them, and I thought he was fantastic out of Indiana last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Big SD made a good point. Travis Jones fell to the 5th.
That's what I mean. Like these guys are there because
people had a great Senior Bowl too. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah,
he had a great Senior Bowl.
Yeah, so I because I mean, it's also kind of a big class. Like, somebody might like Dante Corleone more than this guy. Somebody might like Dominique Orange more than this guy. Somebody, I don't personally, but somebody might. And I'm just saying, like, I don't expect him there, but he could be. There's always that guy that's going, how is he still there?
I don't know if Corleone will go above him because Corleone was so fat at the East West Shrine he didn't get weighed in.
Eating too much pasta at the Italian place. The Godfather.
he didn't take a weight. He's like, yeah, you can't weigh me yet. It's too close to the season.
Yeah. No, I like
give it to the combine.
Yeah, exactly.
But Lee Hunter's a beast, man. 80. When I was typing 80 career run stops, I was like, yo, because like he had I forgot the number he had this year, but he had a bunch of UCF too. Like when he was at UCF, he was really dominant there too with the run stops. 80 career run stops is nuts. Yeah. Like, he is a run defender. Like, he is the reason why Jacob Rodriguez, got so much hype, because he was taking up like 2 people, and Rodriguez is just, all over this. So
you did put Lee Harvey. I did put Lee
Harvey.
You were thinking about conspiracy theories.
God, Jesus Christ, man.
You were thinking about Oswald. He was in the book. He was in the book depository.
I keep doing that shit.
It was a lone gunman, Marcus. Stop asking questions. It was a lone gunman.
Oh man, I double checked that shit too, man. I must have just been thinking his name was Lee Harvey.
I didn't even see it. See, I don't even look for stuff like this. I'm like looking at all the other. I'm like, this is my guy. Like, this is funny. I was cracking up. I was like, what? That's great, dude. Yeah. Just leave it. Don't even fix it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he was doing to people at the centers. He was being Lee Harvey as well.
Yeah, he could be the lone gunman. If that was, if you believed in that side of thing, he would be the one.
It fits. All right. So my pick, I went to the offensive line. I went to the offensive line here. I went to the offensive tackle position. And I was a homer here on this one. I went Max Nanachor.
Beast.
Offensive tackle from ASU. He was 6'6", 325, 34.5-inch arms at the Senior Bowl. 14 pressures. Now, the thing is with him, okay, is that he started playing football when he was like a junior or something like that. Or like really, actually, I think later than that, 2021, he started playing football. He played soccer and some other, European, Nigerian world sport. I forgot what the sport it is. They don't like football like that, but soccer and something else. I don't know what it was. But I don't know how you play soccer at 325 pounds. I've been trying to figure that out. But that's why he has great feet. He had a great Senior Bowl week. Like, he was great in the one-on-ones. He was great in team sessions. Oh, basketball. That's what it was. Basketball. So he must have been this big center, Shaq looking dude. So, but he has, the arm length is good. I mean, 34.5-inch arms. I mean, it's not Tom Cable, but those are some long ass arms right there.
The sport you're thinking of is basketball, by the way, Marcus. He played basketball.
Yes, basketball. It's basketball. Yes,
some other sport.
Europeans like basketball. They do.
He was playing. No, he said, I looked it up on his Wikipedia page. It says he played basketball.
It is a European sport. I mean, let's keep it real. Luka Doncic.
Luka.
He had a lot of hype to get in the first round before. I think his season was a little up and down this year, but he did pretty well against like David Bailey and I think it's Romeo Heights from Texas Tech. He did pretty well against those guys. He had a problem with Houston. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if maybe Houston has some stud over there. I haven't really watched that film. I'll probably watch more film on him, but I think he's a really good player. And he has upside where he's not a fully completed like project. Like he's not a fully completed prospect where he could quite come in. You could mold him a little bit. He can get better. He could become a starting right tackle for you. So I like.
Yeah, I do too. This is a good spot to take him into. Like this is a guy that Mike Mayock takes in like the first round, and you're like, Tom Cable. You're like, okay, 34.5-inch arms. All right, hopefully he's good. But like in the third round, it's good. And I saw somebody say, can he play right tackle? And to me, the answer is I don't care. I mean, I do want him to play right tackle.
He is a right tackle. That's what he plays.
He is a right tackle. But like also, let's not pretend we have left tackle set for the next 10 years. Right? Like Charles Grant could be our right tackle next year. Colton Miller, we don't know about Colton. Charles Grant could be Colton Miller's replacement. I don't know if we're going to have Colton Miller for another couple of years. We just don't know with his injuries that they've been. You got to keep kind of future-proofing those positions. And this is a good time to do that. I like the pick a lot.
Yeah, I like Max there. All right. Let's go. So we're at 102, right? We're at 102.
102. And I took a guy who's just I will say this guy's not going to be here because he's going to crush the combine. Is my thing. He's an insane athlete. Right now, he's kind of a day 2, maybe day 3 pick at this point. Jalen Kilgore, safety out of South Carolina. He's a safety. However, I think if you saw his one-on-one reps, I believe it was the Senior Bowl I think it was the Senior Bowl. He was just killing it from the nickel position, just absolutely killing it in one-on-one drills in man coverage and stuff. And I think he's just going to have that ability to come down and play nickel, also play safety. He's probably going to run he says he's going to run a 4.3. I'll say 4.4. I'll just knock a little bit off just for his confidence and stuff like that. This guy is a beast. If you look at his Alabama game, he made one of the coolest pass breakups in that game in the Alabama game, just kind of like parallel to the ground, almost like Odell Beckham catch. He didn't catch it, but it was a pass deflection. He can take the ball. He can take the he can take the ball away. I mean, you see that seven career interceptions, and I'm a big fan. I'm just a big fan of him. He could end up being kind of like the Raiders wanted like Jeremy Chin to be like the big nickel corner. And I actually think this is what he could be. He doesn't hit like Jeremy Chin, but this is actually when if a team actually came out with 4 wide receivers on first down, you actually would feel good about this guy covering.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's a nickel. He played nickel the whole Senior Bowl.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's where he's going to fit in there. So, I mean, you look at my draft. I take Chris Johnson and this guy. Now, you might say Chris Johnson might play better inside. I don't know, but like either way, I have so many options when I do that, and I just feel like you have a really nice young secondary for the Raiders all of a sudden.
Yeah, he has a lot of talent. He had a good Senior Bowl too. I keep forgetting the Raiders needed a safety until I got there.
Maybe so I was they kind of need 2.
You know what I mean? Like that was the thing. The problem with like when I got there, I realized the Raiders needed a safety. So I was kind of in that position where, like, man, we got to figure out what they need to do at that position. But yeah, Kilgore, it's just so many of these safeties these days that are coming out and they're listed as safeties is that they're really nickels. So he's kind of like more like a nickel corner.
Yeah.
But man, a 6'1", 211-pound nickel corner is what you want. Now, I did look up his stats. He does have some missed tackles, but I mean that happens. But he does have some games where he didn't miss any tackles. He had like 8 tackles and stuff like that. So he is a player. I'm gonna definitely check out his film. You can't see them tackle at Senior Bowl, of course. But yeah, he's got some athleticism.
Yeah.
I was looking up on Twitter. He dropped from 217 to 211. So he's bigger than that. So we'll see how.
He said he's going to run 4.3. He said he's going to run 4.3 at the combine, which to me says 4.4. But either way, that's insane in my opinion at that weight. But I just think to me that, and also from the same school, right? Nick Eamon-Worry comes out and kind of changes that Seattle defense and really takes them to the next level at playing that nickel position. I think that's going to become a huge trend in the NFL now. I mean, it kind of already is, but the Nick Eamon kind of shows like, take this athletic safety, put him down there. And yeah, maybe the tackling issues don't show up, but it shows up a lot worse in that safety position than it does at nickel, right? Like you're going to be able to have a lot of value. And I just think the Raiders, you want to still probably add a veteran safety in free agency, but I think this guy, I think he's going to end up going round 3, if you ask me, after the combine.
Oh, I actually took Glenn out. Hold up, my bad, Glenn.
Yeah, I think he's going to light up the combine. I think he's going to light up the combine personally. Like, I think he's going to be a guy that like everyone goes puts him way higher because of the combine.
Yeah, I was trying to take this dude off, and I actually took you off, man. Good Lord. All right, let's get to my pick here. Get to 102 here. I gotta take one of these bad boys off. So with my pick of 102, I went safety 2 as well. Because like I said, the Senior Bowl, I realized the Raiders needed a safety. I was like, well, you know what? The Raiders need a safety, and I went with my boy Bud Clark.
Mm-hmm.
He was there.
14 picks.
Bud Clark, TCU, 6'1", 185, 14 career interceptions. 2025 had 4 interceptions. Now, this dude had 3 interceptions at the Senior Bowl in practice. He had a one-handed interception. He was locking up corners in the one-on-ones in the draft. And then he had another interception where he was playing free safety, and he got an interception. So this dude is a ball hawk. That's what he is. You see that on film. He gets interceptions. He had a great Senior Bowl, which what I like, though, is that he showed that you could also play him at nickel, too, if you really need to, because the way he was covering wide receivers, especially in the red zone, you could put him at nickel in the red zone. He is just a clean player, too. Like, it's a guy that has played a while at TCU, has a lot of production at TCU, and, he does have some issues at missed tackling, some issues at tackling a little bit. I'm just looking at here. He has a 50% missed tackle rate in his career. So I don't know how it's gonna. And then when the Raiders uniform, that probably look even worse.
I was to say we add another 10% to that.
As soon as the Raiders uniform comes on,
yeah, it's actually made of Vaseline.
Yeah. So, but I like that he's a playmaker, and I think this is a good spot to take him. Right, round 4, right, pick 102. It's a good spot to take him, and then you get a playmaker at safety, and I think you could maybe put a little bit of weight on him so you can get that tackling up a little bit. But I do think this is a good spot. He's so good in coverage, man. Like I said, you could put him at nickel on 3rd down. He can guard tight ends on 3rd down. He's physical with them. He can push them around. That's what he's with Senior Bowl. He's pushing around 250-pound tight ends at 185. You know what I mean? And he's challenging these guys, slot receivers. He's got the ability to hang with those guys one-on-one. And he is a playmaker. I like Bud Clark here.
Yeah, very good player. Very good player.
Bud Clark there. All right, Glenn. Round 4.
All right. Next up, I think a lot of people are going to say this guy's not going to be there, and I might agree with you, but he was there, so I took him. Malachi Lawrence, edge out of University of Central Florida. A lot of production out of this guy. There was rumored that he had 35-inch arms. He came in at 33.5. That's fine for me. That works. I think he has the ability to add a little weight to that frame. I don't know that he has to, but maybe if you want to hold up and run support a little more, I could see like him playing at like 253, 254 around there. 21 career sacks. He has a really good knack for sack fumble, strip sack. Like he's really good at that. Just an absolute monster here. So if you just look at my draft, like, holistically, you look at that with Lee Hunter, and then you add Malachi Lawrence, and then you add a couple of DBs on there too. Like, I'm not getting Fernando Mendoza weapons right now. Like, I'm just worried. I want this defense to play well, and I want this defense to have some young, potentially blue chip talent that we look at in the next couple of years on rookie rookie contracts. 40 pressures last year. He's just really good. UCF seems to be developing D lineman. Lee Hunter comes from UCF. Like they seem to have something going on there. And I'm just a huge fan of this guy, and I think it would be a steal in the 4th round. And he might be there. There's other edgy. You're gonna have DDS from Dennis Sutton from Penn State. Like there's a lot of guys that are in that. You're gonna have the D end out of Ohio State. Like you're gonna have guys who come from bigger schools that might go ahead of him. But this guy, I think, is very good.
Yeah, I haven't checked out Malachi Lawrence. I know he was at the East West Shrine Bowl, so I wouldn't say this is a reach. If you're at the East West Shrine Bowl, this is probably where you're going to go. So I wouldn't say this is a reach for him.
That's true. Good point.
So I would say
you mean you don't think he's going to go that high?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go that high. So like this spot for him probably is right where he's going to go, just because. And I know there are some good players that go to the East West Shrine Bowl, right? But if you go there, you're probably a later round pick.
Right.
You know, everybody freaked out. Shedeur Sanders had to go there instead of the Senior Bowl. I think that was a sign.
5th round pick. Yeah.
They were trying to tell us something. We were like, "Oh, the East West Shrine Bowl is coming up. They got Shedeur Sanders," and he went in the 5th. So that kind of tells you where East West Shrine goes. Like Zay Flowers, maybe like one of the guys who went 1st round and went to East West Shrine. But if you go to that game, you're probably going to later rounds, and that's where Malachi Lawrence. So I think this is a great spot for him, right? 21 career sacks, 40 pressures. Though he has a lot of talent, and I do want to check him out. So
yeah, give him a go. I mean, he really has good bend. I mean, this is kind of your Malcolm Kuntz pick, like from a few years ago, and they're probably going to move on from him, I would think, in the offseason. And I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to be better than Malcolm Kuntz, but I think it's just replacing that before you have to pay him again, and with better knees.
Yeah. Will Blast is liking your draft more than mine.
No, he said I'm dogging your picks, and I am. I only dogged the Christian Miller pick. That's it. I like the Arizona State.
Christian Miller, he gets a good feel, man. I really like him. I like him. I like Christian Miller. All right. So at 117, I went Bo Stevens from Iowa, 6'5", 310 pounds. I'm a big Bo Stevens fan.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more than others. This dude is violent. He is angry. I got to interview him too, and he is very soft spoken. So I know that he's holding back a psycho man inside of him. There's a fire inside of him that he holds back during the week, that he brings out his anger and anxiety he feels on defensive tackles and linebackers and safeties. So that's why I like Bo Stevens. The thing is, he's kind of undersized for a guard. He might be better at center. He had a pretty good week at center this week too. So he could come in. That's why I put, interior offensive line, because he could come in and play center for you too as well. He got great center size, 6'5", 310. He's a very smart player too. Very knowledgeable, knows everything that's happening on the offensive line. So you maybe could move him inside. And like I said, he had a pretty good week there playing guard and center. So the NFL thinks he can do both. But he's just so violent, man. He almost gave an Oregon guy a concussion. I don't know how he didn't get kicked. He should have got kicked out of the game for that. It was pretty mean. It was pretty evil what he did to that Oregon offensive line. The guy's on the ground. He blocked him to the ground and then gave him an elbow to the helmet. I was like, I want to draft you after that. Him and JPJ. Just, you know what I mean? And I think he is has a chance to be a pretty good player. Now, they talk about his arm length. I forgot. I wanted to look that up. His arm length, but I know that's gonna be a thing with him. But he snatched and trapped Lee Hunter twice. Like he dominated Lee Hunter in the 1-on-1s. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to like from him. I just like that he is a violent dude. Violent. And I think he could really help this offensive line just with his intelligence, and him with JPJ they're just two crazy two crazy white boys. So what it says, it's just two crazy fat white guys.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I went a similar route for my next one. So, I mean, I like this. I like this pick. I mean, I'd be all for it. Anybody from that Iowa O-lineman. I mean, I know I was making jokes about Jennings Dunker and his mullet and stuff, but that's just because I see the way everybody kind of just fawns over that. But all these guys, man, bring their O-line coach, man. I mean, their O-line coach needs a job in the NFL. I mean, the guy's doing a damn good job.
Yeah, he does have short arms, 31 inches. Is pretty short.
That is quite short, but he's violent.
He's violent.
Little arm complex.
Yeah, but that's why you take him right here at 117. This is why you don't reach on him. Get him good fourth round guard, and like I said, he's a smart player. He's going to be a damn stud. I would think so, in my opinion. All right.
Okay. My final pick. Hey, we're not going very far. In fact, we're not going far from Bo Stevens at all. We're right next to Bo Stevens. We're right next to him. His shoulders touching Bo Stevens. I took Logan Jones, the center out of Iowa. I took a real, Marcus said Bo Stevens has center versatility. I don't need a guy with center versatility. I took a real center. So, JPJ next year could go, hey, I need to be the center for this team. I'm the Remington Award winner. And Logan Jones could go, so am I. And I think JPJ is better at guard. You think JPJ is better at guard. Yeah. I would draft around that personally. I know a lot of fans disagree. I think it's going to be a huge debate once again, but my center can't be having concussions like that. I need to have my, it's better for JPJ to play guard and just do O'Doyle rules, kind of, smash, kind of basically play like Rob Gronkowski style guard as a guard, basically, doing that. And I think Logan Jones has similar issues to, I know he says only 3 pressures allowed, but I know that he's had some struggles in pass protection a little bit. In the run game, I think he's pretty perfect. Like he just moves people. And I think with him, JPJ, and then you go sign a free agent guard, I think you have the interior of the O-line set for a while, provided that JPJ gets his health on track. And this was how I'm saying, like when I said earlier in the league or earlier in the episode, that the Raiders offensive line is not top 5 right now. It's not even top 10 right now, or it's not even top 15 right now, but I think it has the components on it with a good coaching staff to grow into that, like that really top unit that we once had here for just a short period of time. And drafting a guy like Logan Jones would do that for you. I think he's at like 297. You haven't, was that his Senior Bowl?
No, that's from
because I saw him at 297. Whatever, not that big of a deal.
Was he at this? He was not the Senior Bowl.
I don't know. I don't think he was, but I think it's around the time centers fall. Centers are like nose tackles; they fall, despite it being really important. And I think it'd be a really good idea to find a center starting his rookie contract with Mendoza, even if you were to sign a free agent center or something like that, or a free agent guard or something. Like, I'm down to just make sure offensive line's just not a problem for Mendoza year one, at least not an egregious problem. And this is a good time to take a guy like this.
Oh yeah, this is a home run pick. I'm not gonna lie to you. Logan Jones,
he's a beast, and he's there on everybody's board. He's like right here too, and I'm just like, a lot of people. Yeah, I just think this guy's a beast. He's
fantastic, man. I mean, he's probably the best lineman on the Iowa line. But Gunner, whatever, know the hell his name is. To do whatever. He's probably to go to the highest just because he's a tackle or whatever. But this dude's the best guy. He's the best player.
Yeah, he's really smart too. I think he's just really smart. All he gets praised for is his pre-snap recognition. It's like, man, if you hit on this with Mendoza, you just don't worry about this position for a long time. You don't worry about quarterback and center for a long time. Like we had Derek Carr and Rodney Hudson, and remember how like awesome that was. This is better in my opinion. Like, because you're not paying Rodney Hudson top tier center money, or I'm sorry, you're not paying Logan Jones top tier center money. It's just, you start these guys young, and it fixes the run game like immediately, in my opinion. Like, and that's a big part of next year is fix the run game, which also helps Mendoza because he ran the ball a lot at Indiana, and it kind of gives him that again.
All right, so let's go with my last pick. I went a linebacker here for my last one.
Yeah, I didn't take any. That's a big flaw in my draft.
You didn't take any linebackers.
I didn't take any linebackers.
Yeah.
Not good. That's not good.
So I went linebacker here. I went Kyle Lewis from Pittsburgh. Now this one was interesting.
He's a small guy.
So I know he's 5'11" when I took him. I didn't.
Is he bigger than Jalen Kilgore? The guy I took.
Now the thing is Kyle Lewis had a great Senior Bowl, so this is probably like a lasting impression in my head, right? But he was great at the Senior Bowl, great in coverage, played the run really well. He doesn't miss a lot of tackles for the size he is, but that's why I think, because this is 130. I mean, I think this is like what I would say, like really later on in the fourth round. So this is kind of like the fifth round. So that's why I took him. I think this is a good spot to take him because he is undersized, but he can cover, right? He can cover. I think that he could really help this defense in those type of situations, especially as a linebacker. So he says he's going to be a safety, but I mean, Dominic was that Overshaw or whatever from it? Was that dude from
DeMarvion Overshaw?
Yeah, he's 225 pounds. That's how big he is. So this is kind of what linebackers are, their size. But I think the ability to cover with him is special. Like he was covering everybody up at the Senior Bowl. Like even wide receivers, because that is interesting. You talked about him playing safety because they moved him with the wide receivers in the one-on-ones, and they usually don't do that with linebackers. And he was locking some of those dudes up. So maybe somebody does see him as a safety. That could be a thing. But that's why you take him here at 134. Like and you decide that at this type of position. And because he can cover. I know that for sure. And, I still think he does play the run pretty well. Like I said, he did it really well at the Senior Bowl. Matt, from his film, I'll say this. Matt, from his film, just from grading him, Matt wasn't a fan of Kyle Lewis. But he had a great Senior Bowl. And I think really late here at the fourth round, I really like this pick. Just because I think he could be a playmaker. And that's what the Raiders need. The Raiders need playmakers, man.
Yeah, they really do.
They really do.
I mean, I will say, when people say we didn't address linebacker, none of us really addressed anything against the run in terms of linebackers. Like we need veterans. We need veteran linebackers on this team that can stop the run. And to be fair, last year, John Spytek tried to sign Christian Ellis to an offer sheet, which Christian Ellis is a stud. And Jermaine Pratt was very good for the Colts. It just didn't work for the Raiders. One of them was on the Raiders, and he walked off the field because it's the worst Raider team we've seen in a long time. And then Christian Ellis ended up, getting kept by the Patriots. So I liked where he was going in signing these linebackers at least. So hopefully he can bring in at least two in free agency because you even these rookies, you really don't want these rookie linebackers starting. Like if you're drafting them in the third round, like you really don't, unless they're just Fred Warner or something. Most of the time they're not. So it's kind of tough. We're gonna need free agency. You got to attack linebacker big time.
Yeah, I think O-line they got to attack linebacker big time too.
They're just gonna have to spend a lot this year. They didn't last year. This year, I think they actually have to, since they didn't spend a lot last year. I think they actually have to.
All right, let's get some of these voicemails. Let you guys know. Let us know what you thought of the mock drafts. It's the first one. Probably do another one.
We're gonna have to do a collaborative one at one point, like a live one.
Yeah.
Like on a simulator, sharing the screen.
Share the screen, just do it live.
Yeah. We trade off picks, or even just who do we take here? Something like that.
Yeah. I like that idea. I do. I really do. I like that idea. We should do that. They're saying they love your draft, Glenn.
I don't know how many of my guys are going to be there at that spot, but the combine hasn't happened yet. We don't have no clue what the draft order is yet.
Yeah, we don't, man. We have no idea. No idea, and anybody who says they know is lying. Let's keep it real. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're a liar. That is like that's what I'm talking about. Peter Woods might be there at 36.
He might.
If Peter Woods is there at 36, or I feel like everybody in here would take him. right?
Yeah, I agree. That's what I mean. Like a lot of it's just that we get a lot of those.
This is. All right. I'm gonna do Will Blast here.
Chris, I don't know when you're coming back, man. I don't know if it's a Friday show this week, but I had to let loose today. This coaching search is the worst bullshit I've seen.
Oh
I
no.
told y'all, you cannot have a GM who's having to fucking confer with another dude. Brady is a fucking poison pill to this whole fucking situation, man. Now, I know everybody will say, yeah, dude, like you jumped the gun if Kubiak takes the job eventually. I don't give a shit, man. This is not how you go about it, man. You're supposed to have a direct line. Where's the agent at that you talk to about this client? You know what I mean? This relationship's built. It's not about fishing and throwing your hat in the ring with every dude and all this shit. This shit is trash, bro. You know what I mean? Again, Reggie McKenzie, he didn't do all this shit. The last time we had a really good run organization from the top down, it was with Reggie. And Reggie knew who he was targeting as free agents, as coaches, as everything. He never dilly-dallied. He knew what the fuck he was doing. Spytek is just here holding ball sacks, bro. This shit is whack. I'm telling you, I am not impressed by it all. I don't give a fuck how good he drafts. I don't give a shit how whatever, all this other shit. He's just here puppet mastering so that he's on the strings of Brady. And Brady is a poison pill. Like I said, Tom Brady can fucking sell his shares of the Raiders and walk away from this shit unscathed at any fucking time, bro.
Damn.
I mean, he didn't have shit really invested in shit. He's a media poison pill. All he does is get all the little punk ass writers and get hype. You know what I mean? So that they can write little punk ass, little bitch ass stories and shit. Why give a fuck about none of that shit? You know what I'm saying? We should have been had a coach already. Should have been already fucking, you know what I mean, attacking the Senior Bowl and getting ready for free agency. This shit is trash. This is Will Blast with the motherfucking clap to the entire Raider organization right now because the shit is whack. I shoot everybody to fuck up with this kind of bullshit because I'm tired of it. Got to end. Will Blast, I'm signing out. Quick.
Wow, that was legendary. Hey,
Will Blast, that was great.
I'm glad the hernia is feeling better. By the way,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, this dude got healthy. Like he was holding this in while he was in the hospital.
He
was holding this in while he was recovering.
He was downs during that. Yeah, and also he had time too. You could tell he had time to ingest all the media about all this stuff. Like when you have time when you're recovering from something, you're like, I am absorbing all of this, and therefore I got this. However, I think so. Here's my thing: if they don't land Clint Kubiak, this is a huge failure. And everyone could talk about, well, they focused on the right guy. They focused on the right. Okay, well, they didn't get him, right? If that's the case, right? Then they didn't get him. Like, if you didn't get that, this is it's the whole fourth down thing. Well, it's the right process to go. Like, okay, but did you get the fourth down? That matters. Did you get your candidate? If you had focused on one candidate and you didn't get him, that is an L, right? If you end up with Ejiro Evero, it's an L. I don't care if he's the best coach in the world. That shows me that you didn't lock in the prize big fish. Nobody else had a chance at him either. It's not like he went to a better team where you could go, that's a better team like Jesse Minter. That's a better job for Jesse Minter. No, this is the best team for Clint Kubiak. You have to make that happen. And I know there's a lot of people that aren't sold on like Davis Webb or anything. Go get him. If you're that unsure, if you're like, man, I'd rather just be a year early on this guy. Go get him. That's my process. So if they don't get Clint Kubiak, Will Blast, I'm playing that on a from my car speakers, trunk open, driving down in front of the Intermountain Performance Center.
Yeah.
That voicemail, because I agree with him there.
I do.
It's the right process. I get what you're saying. Like, it's the right guy to focus on. It's the guy we all wanted. But the problem is like you're trying to do what happened with Kellen Moore last year. But Kellen Moore wasn't the top option last year, right? He wasn't the top option. He ended up being I think he's a good coach. I think he's doing a good job with New Orleans. This is like you're trying to reel in the big fish, and you're just the Raiders have just done this wrong so many times. So like, why would we trust them?
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it, Will Blast. You and me got the same scars.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great voicemail. I appreciated that because it's real. It is real, man. Because to keep it really real, I mean, they tried to go for Jesse Minter and they lost. Like we could talk about whatever you want, and you can say what understand why Jesse Minter did what he did. The real shit is they really did put Kubiak to the side and they went hard for Minter.
Yeah, we would have had a coach by now.
They would have hired Jesse Minter. And they lost that. So, and that's just real shit. I mean, that's what happened. Minter had a choice between the Raiders and the Ravens. The Raiders offered him a job. And he was like, no, I'm going to Baltimore. And that's why they stuck Kubiak. So they didn't really try to, like, they're waiting on Kubiak, but Minter impressed them so much that they weren't going to wait on him. Right? But they lost out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, like, if they lose out on him, we can't be like, there's a conspiracy to make the Raiders bad. There's this and that. Like, no, you can bring out all the cope stuff you want as a fan. Like, they put all their eggs in one basket and they drop the basket from the top of a building and it's splattered everywhere. If they lose out on, if they hire him, then to be honest, it's great. It's great. You're kind of like, well, okay, they put their nuts on the table and it was fine. But, you know, it's even like you said with the Jesse Minter thing, if that's true, and it sounds like you think it's true.
Yeah.
If that's true, then they kind of got a little second thoughts like, do we want to wait till after the Super Bowl? Exactly. And now that's what they're doing. And I don't care what agreement you have now, that's a week from now. And a lot can change, and it's nobody's fault if it does, except yours as a franchise.
Yeah. All right. We got one more voicemail here. This is a short one.
What's up, Tape Don't Lie family? So I just had a thought walking with my babies again. I'm seeing everybody, Raider Nation on X panicking a little bit because Coach Webb said that he withdrew his name, and there's like just this discomfort with the unknown. But one thing that people aren't realizing is that say Kubiak doesn't take the job, what's to say that they can't just come back and up their offer to Webb or else they may have that may have withdrawn their name type of thing. So I'm not too worried about it, and it's pretty obvious Mark Davis is gonna just open the checkbook for what we need for the nation. And so that's it. Just wanted your thoughts on that. See you guys in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're Davis Webb, do you do that? I mean, I would go after the LaFleurs, the Shield houses. I would do that.
Yeah,
I would do that. I would just try to be a year early on somebody. Like I said, next year's win and loss record's not really the biggest concern of mine as a team that's really kind of starting over here. It wouldn't be so a year of a coach kind of learning what it is to be a head coach, but is a smart offensive mind. Like I'm signing up for that. It's just to me that if you sign that Evero guy, I don't care what plan he has at OC. Even Jesse Minter staff. You look at Jesse Minter staff. It was kind of the one reason I wasn't trying to do the Jesse Minter thing is if his OC is any kind of good, he's leaving after a year and he's going to have to find another replacement. When we have a quarterback in year one who, best case scenario, if they're lighting the league on fire, would have 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years if you have a defensive coach. Best case scenario, right? Like if you're just, oh man, they just keep cycling out these offensive coordinators. So to me, I would still process-wise go for that offensive mind. Just maybe it's not a Kubiak and maybe it's just somebody with a little less experience. I just don't think this is the team for a defensive-minded coach right away.
Yeah. They're going out in the comments now.
I mean, it was a controversial voicemail, but I'm kind of with him right now. It's kind of the way I'm feeling right now. And I see this confidence as Raider Nation, like we're trying to build this force field of nothing bad can happen kind of thing. I'm like, hey, guys, we've had some bad shit happen. This would just be another thing. I think we're all secretly hoping it doesn't, so we don't have to be attacking people.
I did the Mendoza. Check out my first breakdown of Mendoza. I did the Mendoza film against Iowa. Trey Tucker and Kubiak's offense. I mean, he could be.
Trey Tucker's a good player, man. A quarterback needs to get him the ball.
Yeah. What position group is the worst?
Linebacker.
Linebacker, 100%. Did I get any scouts' phone numbers? No, I did not. No scouts, guys. Scouts are assholes. You got to be a legit beat writer.
Yeah.
I ain't talking to you. Any good day 3 goal line running backs?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question, actually.
I don't know. Mike Washington. That's what I would say.
There you go.
Did y'all Vic and Deshaun's piece from last year when Spy was hired? Sort of how good, learned on Spy. Became a coach's coach. Yeah, I saw that. I did see that.
Look, that's a nice connection. And I hope it's enough. I hope that's what's happening. I hope Gary Kubiak's telling his son, look, I love this guy. You remember him when I took that Denver job and, they won a Super Bowl and all that stuff. That's what we hope is happening. And there's certainly, I don't doubt right now that Clint Kubiak has agreed, to be honest. It's just people pretend that like this is like some old West deal where you spit on your hand and like the mayor's watching.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening. Like you're buying a railroad from somebody. Like it's that's not what's happening right now. These are all unofficial deals, and this is a snake industry. The NFL is a my bad. I mean, Josh McDaniels walked out on the Colts after accepting it.
Yeah.
And just was like, hey, my bad, I'm not taking it. And we could say, oh, Clint Kubiak's not with Josh McDaniels. Okay. That's your opinion, I guess. I'm very nervous about this coaching staff. And if he gets hired, everyone's going to go, oh, Glenn, you panic for nothing. You guys are all panicking too. You're just mad I'm saying it.
What's your closing pitch to get Kubiak signed? Is just show him Mendoza on the move, 6'5", 225.
Fernando Mendoza, we got a bunch of money. We'll sign whoever, not whoever you want, but like Spy Tech knows your dad. Spy Tech knows how to build a roster. That's what you're selling him as. Spy Tech can build a roster. We have money. We have also Ashton Genty. I think also too is like you have Ashton Genty. We have Brock Bowers, and we're getting you a quarterback. And you obviously know how to make that work.
Would you let Stokes walk? It depends on the DC.
I got to see the DC. I got to see it. But if they're playing cover 3 and stuff, no, I don't. I would bring him back.
Should we draft CJ Allen, Lee Hunter, or Max E. Hennichor at 36?
I mean, I got Lee Hunter later in my mock, but I would be fine with him at 36. Personally.
Yeah, CJ Allen or Lee Hunter. I think it's
CJ Allen is nasty though. If he's there at 36, yeah.
It's a little high for Max.
He was not there in my mock. He was taken at like 27, I believe.
Yeah. Are you allowed to wear Raiders? Yeah, I could wear Raiders gear there, but of course I didn't. I got to rip their brand there. Have we ever seen? No, we have not seen Granite right tackle. We have not seen that.
We haven't, but I'd like to. I wish we did last year.
Did you hit on Genty, USC linebacker? That's the dude that has like
6'6", 220.
Some shit like that.
I'll tell you one thing. I bet you that becomes a special teams. The day 3, if that's sitting there in the 6th round, I take him as a special teams player, and then see what I can get.
Marcus the Kubiak, they can't they interview DC candidates during Super Bowl week? The Eagles did and Colts did. I mean, they can, but I feel like you want Kubiak to pick.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to put a staff. Right. I'll put it to you this way. I have a feeling the Raiders last year. I know this didn't happen timeline wise, but it kind of feels like Chip Kelly was hired without Pete Carroll saying Chip Kelly was supposed to be hired, and you just see what that creates on your team. Let your coach pick his staff.
All right, guys, let's do the raffle and get out of here. Let's do this now. I got the raffle pulled up. Is anybody missing? I think I got everybody here. Got Sebastian Jet Plane, Raider. Got a bunch of them. Naz, BJ Mac, Baby Shug, CMV, JD, Yo Wordo, Sean, Flip, and some Oaks. Am I missing anybody? I don't think I'm missing anybody. I'm gonna make sure. Did I get Flip? Did I put Flip in there? No, I didn't put Flip. Flip. Am I missing? I got Sean. Did I get Sean in there? Yeah, I got Sean in there. Yeah, JD.
We'll run to the bathroom while you do your raffle.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'll handle this. Oh, I got Tyler. I miss Tyler here. Tyler. Let me get you Tyler in here. No. Am I missing anybody? We good? We're good, guys? I don't think we're missing anybody. It's for a crew neck. So, but I think I got everybody in here. So I'm about to run this. All right, guys, you're about to run it. Here we go. Let's do it. Fucking Baby Shug with the crew neck. He's the winner for the first one. We'll do one more here. Audience is a Baby Shug here. Oh, oops. It's Sebastian. So we got Baby Shug and Sebastian are as the winners. So put your email in the chat. Is Sebastian still in here? I don't know if you guys are still in here. But if you guys are still in here, Sebastian is still in here. And I don't know where Baby Shug went. All right, you guys want me to do one more spin? All right, man. All right. Yeah, put your email in here, Sebastian, so I can get it written down here. If you can, for me, if you put your email in there, Baby Shug, I don't know where he's at. You want me to do one more spin? All right, guys, I'll do one more spin. All right, we're gonna do one more. All right, here we go. Removing all Sebastians. See, the thing is, it's not removing everybody. I must be spelling it wrong. All right, here we go. One more. See? Oh.
He's been killing it.
There you go. All right, Oak, you got one too. So everybody, make sure you put your email in the chat. Even if the show's over, put your email in the chat so I can get your email or send it to me as well. I'm gonna try to collect your emails. So hurry up, guys. Get your emails in there so I can hook you guys up with this stuff and make sure you guys get this stuff as quickly as possible. All right. So we are out of here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Yeah. Oak, send me your email. Send me the email. Make sure if you could DM me, make sure you get those so I can get those to you. All right. So I can get you those prizes, man. Because if I owe you some prizes, let me know what they are so I can get them to you. I want to make sure I support you guys for you guys supporting the show. So, but we are out of here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, the mock draft. I don't see your email here, but yeah, just make sure you guys put in the comments of the show so I can make sure I could look you guys up and send you the email. All right, guys. So I'll hook you guys up there. But yeah, we're out of here, guys. We're at 2 hours and 15 minutes in, so a little longer show.
Action packed, guys. Well, let's hope that we have some kind of clarity. I mean, they obviously can't hire Clinton Kubiak this week, so that's kind of the problem here. But
I think we'll know a lot Monday. We're gonna do it. We're going Monday, or
yeah, we're gonna go Monday.
Okay, so we hit Monday. I think we know a lot. We'll know a lot by then. All right, guys, we're out of here. Peace.